Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. The podcast where, yes, as you can see, we are missing a certain Everborn Saga. Shout out to Mrs. Everborn Saga. It is her birthday weekend. Salute to Mr. and Mrs. Everborn Saga. I hope they're doing well. Hope they celebrating. But of course, I'm here and I have a great guest. Second chair. I'm your host, Mr. K. Asante, TK Asante, and all the places we communicate. And I'm joined by a man who's been on this air before. You know, when he's here and he's been on our air, he seems very even keeled and quite level-headed. But as I hear it on the net, he's kind of a firebrand. Gamsley, welcome, sir. What's going on?
Everyone hates me, Kay.
What's going on, bro?
I'm back. I took a break. I went from the Shire to Mount Doom. I came back. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for inviting me here. It's good to be back on the internet. Thank you.
I feel like this might be something I regret soon. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay. You best believe it. No.
Okay. All right.
We're all good.
I'm happy to have you here. See, BT Maverick is in here. He says, I love Gamsley. There you go.
There you go.
Not everybody hates you.
Well, he also likes terrible people too. So I don't know if that's a good thing, BT.
The only man in here that says he likes you, and you slander him right away.
Well, I mean, yeah. Have you seen him? He's slanderous everywhere he goes.
I met
everywhere
BT Maverick in person. He's a decent human. I like him. He was a good guy.
All right, take everything back.
I met him in LA.
Take everything back.
Anyway, so yes, shout out to Mr. Everborn Saga will not be joining us today because it is the birthday weekend of Mrs. Everborn Saga. So shout out to them. But yeah, Gamsley will be joining us. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. I've been told I'm a bad host for not letting people know that we should be doing that more. Please do so. Consider subscribing if you're just kind of visiting here. From time to time, we put together a good show for you. Well, I think we do so every week, but y'all can tell me that. And people are loving my shirt. Thank you, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Yes, this is my wife's creation. Believe it or not, she made this shirt for me. I was like, all right,
it's looking good, man. It's looking good.
Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be talking games, and obviously there's a lot of interesting news afoot. I have the great Gamsley with me today, and he's also about them handhelds. So maybe we talk a little handheld talk. So it's gonna be a fun time. So if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. Let folks know we here. But Gamsley, you're not here always. You're the second chair this week. Let's start with you. What games we've been keeping us busy with? Talk about some games that you've been playing this week.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, just to say, Everborn, we like to cover it up, but Everborn's actually trying to fix his Xbox Ally X. I think he's going to return it for a claw, right? That's where he is. He's not telling us, but just a little hint there. Just a little hint. I've been playing a lot, man. I've been playing of course, the boring stuff that nobody really wants to hear, but I will say it anyway. League of Legends, baby. I'm on that League of Legends grind right now because, as no one knows, there's a huge TCG game that came out called Riftbound, and Black Viking and I have been just opening nonstop.
Right now,
yeah. Are you crazy? Like, if I had a ceiling light, I'd be opening packs in front of cameras, but I don't have that set up. But BB and I have been opening packs and sharing what we have on Discord, and I'm sure everybody loves that. Everybody loves card games in Discord, right? We have a Discord, right? You have a Discord?
We do. That is discord.gg/tgcp.
Nice.
By the way, Gamsley, a great member of our Discord. He used to show up from time to time, and then his oil and water energy started walking around, and now he's just like, I'm here to stay. I'm like,
now I'm just pissing everybody off for fun. But come join us on that. It's a fun time. But yeah, I've been having a great time in League. It's my game that I go back to. It's my online service game. That's where I get my competitive edge out. So I'm hopping in and out of that. As for the more interesting stuff, Outer Worlds 2, which I will talk a little bit more in depth about that a little later on. Silk Song too. Silk Song.
Yeah,
Sorry, Silk Song, not
yeah,
Hollow
yes,
Knight.
yes, 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 yes. Oh,
I
yes. Okay.
recently, as you know, you're a Hollow Knight fan too. I
I'm a
love
huge
Hollow
Hollow
Knight. I
Knight fan.
think Hollow Knight One is like the best game, best
Mm-hmm,
Metrovania game of all time. I'm putting
mm-hmm,
up there with Castlevania and
mm.
Metroid for sure, for sure. Silk Song has a lot of DNA, by the way, of those older titles like
Oh
Castlevania.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
You
I've been
earn
enjoying
everything
that.
you get in that game.
Oh
Everything
yeah.
you get, you earn. Although, did you play the first one?
Which Hollow Knight?
Yeah, did you play the
Yeah,
first Hollow
yeah,
Knight?
yeah, yeah. Twice. Yeah.
What do you? Yeah, I too. I played it on Switch and I played it on PC. What do you think to the not criticism, but to the observation that people make that like that it like in the first Hollow Knight it really took its time. It was an exploration game.
Yeah.
Then it became like when eventually you got powerful enough, it became like a boss rush game. But it took
Hmm.
its time, right? All them and this one gets you to the boss rushes on Silk Song rather, gets you to that boss rush section rather quicker than the other one did. What do you think to that
I
thought?
I think I think the I think the team the design kind of shows that it was supposed to be a DLC, right? It was supposed to be this add-on to the Hollow Knight experience. They have a Kickstarter, right? There or they had one for
Mhm.
it. And the promise very early on was a DLC pack, right? So you could see the DLC influences in this game.
Damn you,
I'm not
Wolf.
I'm not. Oh God, what's happening here? Oh, of course, Wolf is here. I love you. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the portal after John, so you
Oh
should
yeah,
stick
yeah, yeah,
around
yeah.
on
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
But the um, the DLC inspirations really shine out early because it expects you to understand and know what the fuck this game is right away because it's throwing some really rude things at you, man. It's trapping
Mhm,
you. It's
mhm.
making you sit on trap benches.
It's almost like it expects that you played the first one, and then
Yeah,
right after you were done playing the first one, you
a
got
hundred
into this.
percent.
So you like kind of still have the knowledge of the first one fresh. If
Yeah,
you
man.
haven't done that, you will be at a disadvantage for some hours, I suspect.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And luckily for me, I played the first one, and I wanted to get my Game Pass achievements because I played it on Steam first.
Hmm.
So I replayed it on Xbox Game Pass to get the achievements because I'm like that, and it worked out in my favor because it just got me way more like it got me back in the world, it got me back in the feeling.
Hmm.
All those, and because of that, all those like diagonal like kind of
Crazy
dive
weird
to jump,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
really bother me that much because I was like already
In the
kind
beginning, it
of
used to break my brain, but
yeah,
towards
yeah.
I started
It
to
took
get
me
used to
like
it, it was pretty good.
yeah, it
Yeah.
took me 5 minutes to get used to that stuff. So gladly that happened and I could move on. But you could really see that the team thought about it very heavily at first as a DLC, but then it just I mean it explodes in its own ideas and
Mhm.
its own kind of charm, right? Like Hornet
Yeah,
moves way differently than Hollow
yeah. Oh
Knight
yeah,
does.
absolutely. Yeah.
She's quicker. There's like a running dash in this. Like you could get from point A to point B much faster. In Hollow Knight,
And
it was more of like the charge you to get from one side of the map to the other one. You'd either have to like fast travel or use your dash move, like the dash. I
yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
Yeah, to like cross maps.
And the late stage of this game has really interesting power ups as well.
Oh, it's
It's not
amazing.
the same as Hollow Knight, but it's different enough that I really like it. I unlocked a bunch of, and I don't want to spoil it for people because that's the best part of it. Like discovering all the interesting stuff you end up being able to do in the late game.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, not to mention, don't get me started at like they know what this game is entirely, and they know the criticisms that the first one kind of
Mhm,
got. Like you
mhm.
said, like it was kind of slow in the beginning. They
Oh
completely
yeah.
shoot that out the window.
Hmm.
Then like oh, it's a little bit obtuse, like abstract, like they don't know where to go and whatever. This doesn't really tell you more often where to go, but it definitely gives you like there's updated sensibilities. Like there is a quest log in this game,
Yes,
right?
there is. Yes, there is. Yep.
So in Hollow Knight, it wasn't really there, right? You had to just kind of talk to a person. They tell you a thing to get or whatever, and it triggers a quest line and whatever. This, it's like very much there is a quest system in here, which is very interesting. It's still abstract and weird, but definitely tells you a lot more. There's voice acting, right? Voice acting.
I love their voice acting. I love their voice acting.
It's fucking incredible, right?
Like they'll do that all day.
Yeah. Oh man, it's basically better. It's better Zelda stuff, right? It's just
Sure.
there's
Zelda,
more pronunciations and in their
Zelda,
hums and
it's The Sims basically. It's that,
Yeah.
that kind of, but it's
yeah.
very
So
cool.
yeah, so when I say like voice acting, you know what I mean. It's not really full voice acting, but it's hums and ums, but it's very clever in how it's done.
But
It's
it is
very
very
well
good, though.
executed.
Yeah. When you meet like the warriors in the middle of the like one of the one dungeon or another, and she's like war crying, and you hear her singing in the background, like that stuff is very cool. Like you look for that. It's quite iconic and signature in its way. It's very, very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
And to address the chat, I did play Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, and I love what they did there. But Lost Crown is is that the recent one? It is Persia.
Yeah.
Lost Crown, like the
last,
side. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely played that, but this is very much classic Metroidvania. There's a game that reminds me of that they took heavy inspiration. It was a Nintendo published game, I believe, and it came out in 1987, but they put it out multiple places. It was called Faxanadu. I don't know what it's called, but it was inspired by Castlevania. It's very classic Castlevania. It's not this roguelite kind of balance between the two.
Sure.
I didn't really like, if you remove the kind of start over
New run.
okay
mechanic.
yeah, the new run sensibilities of Persia is a little bit much, and it's different from this, right? Just a tad different. I like the exploration of old school Metroidvanias a lot more, so it's very catered, it's very lovely. I love the art style. It's just the little things that get me loving this over Persia, just a little bit. I can't find anything wrong with the art style in this, right?
Yeah.
I love how they lead you to a direction. Their level design is just fucking incredible. I mean, it's on the levels of Demon Souls for me.
One. Stop the swearing. Saturday morning.
Oh,
sir.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's my one. Huh? That's my one. I'm so sorry. It's only the beginning, baby. Lock in. Whoops. It's really incredible. It's an incredible game. I do really appreciate Persia, though. I appreciate Lost Crown.
Yeah. It was on a lot of people's Game of the Year list for
For a
right
reason.
But
Yeah.
I do agree with you that I too prefer Silk Song to Persia myself as well, but it's just a personal preference, not a thing of one's better than the other. I just like this world better than I like that world. That
Yeah.
will samey a little to me over time, and this world still stays unique. There's so many different biomes you control.
Yeah,
at your
so
own
many.
pace, so
Persia has
maybe
Prince
this
of
one's a little bit edging it out, but not by much. Yeah.
Prince of Persia has its really awesome biomes as well. It's just something about the storytelling in this game. It's the little things. It's the things they don't tell you that like makes you happy. It's just that mystique, that mystery behind everything. Where Prince of Persia, it's just like, I don't know. They don't do it at the same level as this. I think.
Talk smack on the prince because the prince is great.
Whatever, man.
On the prince.
Whatever. Prince is fine. No, I love Prince.
Yeah.
I could talk about Hollow Knight for forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I've been a big Hollow Knight person for a long time. Funny enough, for those who know, Game Hub Lite runs Silk Song perfectly on the old Odin 2.
Does it? Yeah, it's an Odin 2 it's a beautiful device, man. People don't know about these things.
100 1080p over 100 frames Silk Song can run on this thing. It's like built for a phone. basically. Even though it's PC code, even though it's from Steam, it runs this thing like flawlessly. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
if you have a Galaxy S21 Ultra or like a device that has that kind of a chip, you should give it a shot. Any Android kind of device is able to run it pretty well. So, any
Yes,
other
sir.
game you wish to discuss that has been keeping you busy this week? I know you said you're really into Outer Worlds 2. We'll save that one to the end because I've been playing that as well. But any other game that you want to discuss that maybe
In depth, not really. There's
Okay.
Arc Raiders that I have been in love with every time I pick up
Speak
that
a little
game.
to Arc Raiders because
Okay, I'll speak a little bit.
it will Arc Raiders will miss me. Let's just be clear. We all know I'm not the normal multiplayer dude. So if somebody's here who's playing the latest multiplayer du jour, I would love to hear about it. What you got?
Yeah, there's some heavy competition this past month and the upcoming month with Black Ops coming as well. Multiplayer shooter games and stuff like that, they're on fire, man. Like Battlefield 6 is to a lot of people incredible. And Arc Raiders is of course different, but also just really incredible. And there's just man, Black Ops is soon, right? So there's a lot of good stuff out there coming out for people to play, and I don't know how you're gonna touch everything.
So,
Pause.
I will ask. Well, that's disgusting.
It depends who you ask.
Well, ask you, yes. I will ask how you feel because I see the man Stilo in the chat. And shout out to Stilo and all the other great folks in our Discord. I see him in the chat, so I will ask the question. We were discussing this a little while ago, right? Some weeks ago, when Battlefield was out there and fresh in the minds, everybody was like, "Oh, big Battlefield is here. Call of Duty is done. Oh, big Battlefield is taking over all the industry. Big Battlefield is upon us." Now, it's that Arc Raiders, man.
Look at this thing. Look at this.
Arc Raiders. And then, of course, what was it? Yesterday we were in the Discord and Wolf started showing off all the awesome or pseudo awesome characters you find in the new Call of Duty. I don't know.
There's a lot of competition, Kay.
Is Big Bad Battlefield like taking over, or are we pushing back a little bit here?
Yeah. Okay, so to all the Battlefield 6 lovers in the chat, and Call of Duty lovers, this is a very different game, right? Extraction shooters, for example, this game would have trounced, in my opinion, and Marathon. Like this and Marathon, I mean, this would have ate Marathon's lunch. I said it, I think, all the way back. I was still doing Asa's show, Gaming, what is it called? Oh my God, Gaming Arcadia Roundtable, right? So when I was on that, we were talking about Marathon when it was revealed and all that stuff, and I was like, man, Arc Raiders is gonna kill it. They didn't even know what Arc Raiders was. I was like, no, Arc Raiders is gonna crush this thing, So I saw it then and I see it now. Arc Raiders is really something special. If you've been around the PC space and you've seen some of the stuff that explodes and kind of stays consistent all the way through, this has all the trappings of that. It is indeed a hardcore PC game that's going to live for a very long time. I truly believe that. It's an extraction shooter, so it's not a Battlefield shooter. It's not a arena shooter. It's a very it's for a specific audience that I don't think grabs too much from each other. But man, it's
at
good.
The surface, they all look like shooters, but this is a very subcategory that some of the audience will gravitate towards, and not all of the audience. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I think in the overall market, I think Battlefield 6 is going to do what Battlefield 6 does. It's going to get that big, large contingent of players that hop on and off after a certain amount of months and whatever. And the Battle Royale is going to take over and whatever. That's going to live hell as long as it wants. But this is definitely a Battlefield 6 for those people that are in the extraction shooter environment. It's very good. There's not much bad I can say about Arc Raiders. It's fun. I think people can translate. So you can translate from Battlefield 6 and a Call of Duty to this game if you're a shooter. I think your shooting skills do transfer very well. It's precise. It's from the same people that a lot of the same people that made Battlefield. So it is a their guns are very well suited. The sounds are great. The accuracy is good. The bloom is under control. Like everything is pretty solid in Arc Raider. So if the only thing I would say when translating to this, everybody mistakes the PvE/PvP as a thing and losing all your gear. They take that, they're like, oh my god, that's scary, right? I'm gonna go in there, get gear, I'm gonna lose it all. I really, really would say go in this game like a Fortnite round, right? Go in this game, search as fast as you can, try to make friends. This is a social game. It's a communicative game. You talk. It's very democratic. Very sorry. It's like it's very like you could show off your talking skills in this, right? So if you're a good politician, you're probably good in this game. But try to snake around people. It's open mic. Try to make friends. It's a very different approach, right? Don't go in there to win. Don't go in there to shoot heads right away. Don't go in there thinking you're going to lose your gear. So don't stealth and go in corners and hide until you extract. Don't do any of that. Go out there, talk a lot, loot fast, exit fast. Sometimes that's not going to get you anything, but it doesn't matter. Off to the next game.
It's not shoot first. This is not a shoot first.
No. It's more like plea first. If you're not good at the game and you're new at this, plea first. If that doesn't work, stab people in the back, take their loot, and get out. You know what I mean?
See, I think this speaks more to the gentleman we have on the show. This speaks more to his energy than it speaks to this game. But we're gonna keep that moving. It's all right. All right. Yeah. Okay.
It's so really.
I do like the graphics. It's beautiful looking. Like I've heard a lot of people like I've seen a lot of people showing off their gameplay of it and stuff. And of course, like in our Discord, people have been excited about it. Looks great. Really awesome. I love the slander that way back in the day. I say this and it pisses some people off, and I enjoy it. Way back in the day, the one and only Phil Spencer went to the Arc Raider studio and play tested this and said it was going to be a very special experience. And it's out now and people are enjoying it. So I like to say, hey, Phil called it, and FAMAS doesn't like that.
Oh. No, John, Sick, and Major, they definitely don't like that. But I think a lot of the people in the Discord can gel with this if they give it a chance and a real shot. I think, like I said, if you go in there and you treat it like a sandbox and you treat it like you're just there having fun and you really do open your comms and talk, it's a really funny. Like there's just too many stories I have, and I haven't even played much, right? And you really get the stories in this game, and that's what it's all about. Not really sweaty mentality, unless you're squatting. If you're squatting, that's a different experience, my friend. If you're squatting, you're gonna go in there. People are sniping your head, right? People are gonna kill you. There's no pleading. they murder you. They see you as a threat. But in solos, it's a very different experience, which I find cool. Yeah.
All right, so once again, and those are the games that Gabsy's been playing. Once again, thank you guys so much for being here. I see the chat's very lively. Some of the repeat offenders are in here, hanging out, chilling. I appreciate y'all. And of course, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. We are actually on episode 197, I think it is. Like so close to episode 200, which, man, oh man, like we're working on the background. See some fun, interesting, and special stuff for episode 200. We'll see if we can get there. We'll see. Yes, I know. The YouTube gods like completely ruined it for me. It's not 197. It's 187. It says I need to go do the manual. Usually it automatically updates. For some reason, it didn't do that this time. Anyway, but we're close. We are actually at 197. So very close to episode 200. So shout out to y'all who continue to rock with us as long as you have with us. But yes, I have two games I want to share. One
Let's
I've
go.
talked about before that we'll dig into, and then at the end we'll round it out with some Outer Worlds 2 talk, because I think you and I both have been playing that and we're really enjoying it. First one that I want to bring back up, I spoke about them. I think Everborn and I first started playing this game last week. I've been playing more of it. Y'all know I like playing the big game, and then I have the small game that I go back and forth on. So when I'm not playing the Outer Worlds 2, well, there's actually two small games I've been playing. That's the other one I'll talk about in a minute. But this is a game made by Zenobia Interactive. I really enjoy the energy of this game. It is a game called Neon Inferno. I spoke about this before. It's very much old school in its pursuits. Very like it puts all of that on the screen. As you can see, it's very CRT first, if you will. You can turn all that off if you want, right? You can turn all those settings off. But
Ooh, this
like
is
by
cool.
default, by default, it'll put the scan lines up. You can even do the CRT warping on the side to make it really look like old school, like Neo Geo style shoot 'em up. Very arcade energy, very Genesis of the 80s, early 90s kind of vibe. And the gameplay is very cool. Like, you can tell if you've played any of these games from the past, this game has like it's a love letter to those games. You can tell because like it takes specific gameplay elements from them, and you could just be like, oh, I remember where they took this from. I remember where they took that from. This right here is the tutorial level where they're just showing you what you can do. It's a simple shooting game. You press the X button down, you keep shooting, right? But the cool thing about this is you can shoot in the front of the world, and you can also shoot in behind you in the world. Right?
What? Like in the background?
In the background, yeah.
Oh, that's
so enemies
cool.
can be shooting at you from the background, and you have to shoot back at them from the background, right? So they add that you can deflect bullets. So a bullet shows up, you can bang deflect it right back to them, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Even better, if you the button you press to deflect the bullet, if you press and hold it right at the time that you deflect the bullet, it slows down time, a la bullet time situation, and then allows you to aim where you wish to deflect the bullet towards. Right. So again, as you see here, you're shooting in the background, right? So it's a lot of very interesting old school gameplay aesthetics and gameplay loops that they've kind of combined here. I feel a lot of Bad Dudes energy. Some Contra is in here.
Oh, for sure.
Some TMNT is in here. Some Battle Toads. There's a lot of various different tropes and genres that you can recall from yesteryear that they've kind of combined, and they've made this cool story of two. You play as either a male or female, two assassins working for a crime family, and you're in like neo-noir futuristic New York City, and you got to take down like some crime bosses. Like it's a very tropey storyline, very simple. But let me so you're looking at the beginning tutorial level. Let's kick it into the actual story, and you'll see what it looks like.
Oh man,
Very
look at how
awesome.
cool art this
Swagger,
is.
yeah, swagger on the screen. You press, it's very well executed. It's beautiful, So yeah, if you have a chance to go check it out, it's called Neon Inferno. I think when I finish this, I will do a review for the channel as well as for the website. But I love it. I love it. It's very, as you can see, very visual first. It's following old school aesthetics, but it knows that it has new technology as far as whatever hardware it's running on. So the shadows, the drop shadows, are very much like new school, while the game continues to remain old school in its execution. Well done. Very well done.
This reminds me of like there was also a Terminator game. I don't know what Terminator game it was. I'm really lapsing on my memory, but it gives me some vibes.
They were releasing a new Terminator that had old school kind of 2D vibes. I think I know
Well, based off that, but there's also old Terminator games that look really, similar, but really cool stuff.
Yeah. So if you have a chance to, and this is of course for my Xbox Ally heads, for my those of you who are new in the handheld waters. I'm not sure if this is on Xbox or on PlayStation proper. I think it is on PS5. No, actually, no, I'm wrong. I am wrong. I did look this up. It is on everything, everything, both new and old. So Switch One.
But Xbox is dead.
Long live the zombie that is Xbox. Yes. It's on all platforms. So even the new ones,
So
the
PC.
old ones, you find it on PC. Yes, everywhere. Obviously, I played my copy on Steam. Like it's everywhere, and it's really good. It's fun. So again, shout out to RetroWare for providing me a copy of the game, Zenobia Interactive. We actually got a chance to interview the developer for this game at PAX East early this year. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the interview we did with him, he just happened to be there. We were like, "Hey man, your game is really cool looking," and he was like, "Hey man, awesome." We started chatting and we recorded. It was really cool. So check this out. This is what we're talking about here. So on this level, you're on a bike. You got to shoot the front. You got to shoot the back. You got to shoot the people in the background and the foreground. And oh, by the way, you got to switch lanes because there's obstructions coming your way, and or you're killing civilians, which is also not.
Is this your gameplay? I don't trust this is your gameplay.
No, this is not.
You're
my
not
gameplay.
this is good. I knew it. You're not this good.
Sir,
you know what I mean?
sir,
There's no way
sir,
you're this good.
Sir, I have beaten this level, past this, beyond. I am this good. Top cap, as they say.
Nah. No evidence. Doesn't exist.
I'm actually better than this because I've played through this without dying, and this person's died a couple times already. So it is what it is. But okay.
Man,
But anyway, Neon Inferno is the game. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it is on Steam definitely, and it's also on all those other stores, and you should just definitely check it out. Yeah, actually, Day Reezy's in the chat. He says this is only getting him more excited for Replaced. Bro,
oh yeah,
I actually saw that. This gave me a lot of Replaced vibes as well. Very retro. Yeah. Good call out. I enjoyed.
When is that game coming out? Do we know?
They said
there was an update, right?
Of 2026. Yeah, springtime of 2026. Yeah.
Man, that game looks so cool.
It looks super cool. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And also another game that I've been playing, and this game I've really been enjoying as well. And I see Aaron in the chat. He's gonna raise his eyebrow because once again he always calls out whenever I give praise to the Swedish games, because he's all like, "Hey, my Swedish brothers, my Swedish people out there in the games."
Of course.
Industry, right? See, I didn't even finish it. He's already started. There we go. There you go. See, so another game that I've been playing this week, and they provided me a code for it, and I'm really enjoying it. It is a action roguelike. So think Hades, if you will. But the reason I like it, what differentiates itself from Hades, in my opinion, is the aesthetics and the world building and the game, like just the lore and stuff, as well as the way they executed the game, the moment to moment. The game I'm talking about is a game that myself and Aaron got a chance to see at Gamescom 2025, and that's a game called Godbreakers. We were talking about that in the beginning, before the game started, before the show started rather. I really enjoyed this game. Like it's in the middle of a bunch of different games that had come out. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this. As I said, I got the chance to meet and chat with the developers. So I just wanted to give the game a shot. It did have a very interesting spark when we played it in Germany, and now it's out. And like, first and foremost, this is the most polished of a game to come out I've seen in a long time. Like, I play lots of games. I'm a grazer. I touch a lot of different games. Yes.
Pause.
Yes.
Pause. What was that, man? Come on.
I put my hands on a lot of different...
PG 13 here. What's going on? My goodness.
Yes. So I understand that usually, games come out in early access or whatever. You expect a certain kind of jank. And speaking to the team, they're a smaller team, indie spirit and all that. Man, this game is polished. Day one, it's beautiful, it's clean. It's very much the Hades formula by way of almost
like you have a home base. Do you have a home base? Like, is it hub based or?
There is a hub. There is a home hub that you go to that you can change weapons. You can customize your outfits. You can change different weapons out. You can do, that just like Hades, right? You have that as well. You can go run for run, right? But what I love about this so much is Hades. You see, like, and I love Hades. I'm making this comparison to it because that is the greatest among the genre that people know, right? So you'd compare it to Hades, but what I love about this is Hades is contained, right? You look at the world, it's contained. This world, just like Hades, is also contained, but it doesn't look like it. It looks huge and broad, right? At its heart, it's arenas, right? It's caves. You're going from one to another to another to another.
Yeah, set pieces are there though.
Set pieces, but they've put so much emphasis on the outside elements that you can't even get to, that it just looks so grand in its execution. It's beautiful. It's very well done. As you can see, they took the color schemes very seriously in almost Fortnite style, right? Very colorful, and like they lean in on that when the worlds change, when the biomes are different. Right. Very, very, very well, beautiful. It's a joy to play, and it's run for run. So it's like, oh, I'll just get a 20-minute run in. Yeah, hours later. I went to bed at 2:30 last night because of this game. I just kept going and going. Like it's an awesome game. What were you gonna ask a question?
Well, no. I was gonna say, like, what exactly is the complete loop? But it really is just a roguelike, right? Like
it's a roguelike. It's an action roguelike. You have different classes as you would in an action roguelike. Like right now, the character on the screen right now is a heavy, right? You walk around with a staff and you do a lot of heavy combat.
Yeah, right.
And it leaves you open to attack when you're doing some of those combat moves.
Does it have any?
You have an awesome dash that you can use to get in and out of danger. To cancel some of your animations and stuff. As you see, you can pick up. Just like Hades, right? You finish the round, you pick up like certain boons. Exactly. But this one is very much sci-fi focused. The lore of the story is that a rogue AI has basically enveloped the entire galaxy, and now what is it? A coven of celestials. Think of the Watcher from Marvel, right?
Yeah.
A coven of celestials. So 3 beings with crazy eyeballs, and they're black, but they're female celestials. A coven of celestials who have
watch that word. Right? My goodness, you might get the grifters angry. Women? My goodness.
Stop.
We love women here, by the way.
We don't deal.
That
with
was a shot at other people.
Okay, let's go. So they have now. The idea is they have now vowed to fight that rogue AI that enveloped all the world. So they bring back different warriors from humanity, right?
Right.
So when you jump into these worlds, you're jumping into pieces of other planets that have all been enveloped, and this is all coming from the rogue AI's mind. So all the actual monsters are half robot, half cyborgs, basically, and they drop like weird goo that is in a sci-fi way helps you augment your suit, and it gives you
use their goo. My goodness.
Is this gonna be that kind of show, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just using the terms, but the goo is helping you out. You stuff the goo and it makes you strong, kind of like Samus.
It's very melee based combat. You have fast, you have slow lumbering combat.
Right.
I'm really enjoying it, and
does the story
solely in solo, not co-op yet.
Does the story progress like in the hub spaces, or do they kind of sideline it forever and this is just a cool co-op shut your brain off?
Actually, what I like, and actually that's why that's another thing I like about this game. That's why I think the story execution is almost Destiny-like. In those hub worlds, you can get animation, you can get like story delivery, but even when you execute in the objectives that they provide you, right? There's an objective to, and you see that you're as you go, they have like a hierarchy as to getting to the big boss. So you have 2 choices. Right. You can go either left or right, and then you go higher and higher and higher, and then ultimately you get to the boss. So while you're getting that progression to that boss, in between those rounds, they'll even be talking in your ear. They'll be giving you really cool lore drops. Very interesting, like well crafted voice acting like Destiny like, right?
Right.
And a
Yeah.
very regal language to explain what's happening in the world and why you are where you are and why humanity is where they are. And it's very cool.
Okay,
I've
very
enjoyed
deep.
my time with it. Yeah, it's
Does
really
the
cool. Yeah.
does the one last thing, and then we can move on to another thing. But what the incremental upgrades? I'm assuming you get into incremental upgrades just like other roguelites.
Yeah.
Are they well executed? Do they give you too much? Do they give you like not enough? Does it
It's a slow burn.
does it impact you a lot?
Yeah, it's a slow burn. I will tell you that it's a slow burn, and it's good that you mentioned that because, like, just like Hades, you need to kind of fight through it a little bit in the beginning, right? Because you got to kind of grok where their progression is, because sometimes if you don't really like connect with it, you end up finding that you don't have enough power for where you enter, right? And you're just kind of behind the eight ball, if you will. But and that's what kind of slowed me down in the beginning, but I'd say about 10-12 hours in now. I've been playing it off and on a lot more on the handheld. And yeah, once you start getting to those levels, because you know these games, even when you lose around, you still gain experience points and
Yeah, the steady
other experience
progression.
points
Yeah,
that you can carry into the hub world, and then like increase your skills in other ways, like
yeah.
your speed or different weapons
Health
or all of
increase.
that. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So ultimately, as you go hour 4, hour 5, yeah, now you can do something, even though you've been hitting your head against the wall for a little bit. It's a
Perfect.
very fun progression.
Fun.
I do enjoy it. Yeah, I do
Fun
enjoy it.
stuff.
So yeah. So once again, they
What's the
did provide
price?
me.
What's the price of this game?
The price of this game. See, now you asked the question. I mean, now you're gonna make me have to go find this
Well, I
game.
don't know, man. I'm curious. By the way, while he searches that, a like and a share, a thumbs down if you hate Gamsley, anything, is good
Don't do
stuff.
that, man.
You
Don't do
know.
that. I will tell you that. I will tell you that on Steam, you can actually download the demo, which I also love, by the way, for my new handheld users out there. There's like crazy demos everywhere. You see something you like, zero barrier of entry. Just go try the demo. You can just download it real quick.
Yep,
So the demo's out there, and it's less right now on Steam. There's a 42% off sale. It's less than $20 right now for this game.
easy. Nice, cool.
Yeah, and the idea from the devs that we spoke to was that it does have a beginning, a middle, and an end, but they want to add more content. They want to augment. You can do a lot of customizations. There's a lot of replay value. Obviously, you see the co-op. So as more people play, they'll add more into it. So it's a cool game.
Good for
I've
them.
enjoyed my time with it.
More and more, we're seeing a lot of these smaller devs really put a good price, a premium ish price on these games, and it shows confidence, and I hope they get it. Helps them around.
Yeah. So what about that? And it's good you mentioned that, because I'll take a quick divergence and just ask you about that.
Sure.
What do you think about the world we live in today, where we do see that the $70 game and the $80 game may very well be upon us, but also there are games like this who do very interesting things, and they're very well priced. Your Expedition 33s and this game, I would argue. What do you think of that world? Because people were very worried that with the advent of the $80 game, oh no, now that's the floor. But I'm seeing a lot more less than 50 price.
Right. Yeah. Well. I think in the background of our minds, we've always seen variable pricing. Like we've always seen variable pricing, whether it's on mostly on PC, right? But it's been in the background for a long time. I think people are noticing it because everything else around us is so expensive that when we pull the trigger on these $89 games now, we're kind of like, ooh, like we're looking more for those good deals, if that makes any sense. The people with big wallets are always going to look at a thing and buy a thing, and that doesn't matter. But for the people that are a little bit more conscious about spending money on their entertainment and stuff like that, they see these things often. So variable pricing is good and always has been good. But I like and increasingly it being like it's harder and harder to price your game in the first place because we got to counter exactly what I said about everything else being so expensive that spending on games is getting a little harder. To kind of subset that, there's a Game Pass, the PS Plus, the sales, the Steam sales, and all of that. So variable pricing is good for everybody, and I hope it stays consistent because free to play games and all that stuff is it's iffy territory. And when you buy a premium game, you could probably get you get premium game experiences from that.
I agree. Yeah. So to round this out, shout out to the To The Sky developer. That's the development team, To The Sky. We got a chance to hang out and chat with them in Germany, and they were very, very generous with their time and showed us all this cool stuff about this game. So shout out to them and the Thunderful Publishing team for providing me the code to check it out. I will continue to be playing this game. I actually hope other people play this game as well. I'll put a link to it in the description. I hope more people play it because I want to try to get into more of the co-op stuff. I feel like I'm enjoying the single player aspect of it, but I feel like this thing will really kick into high gear when you have like a squad of folks that you're playing it like in a team. I feel like it's far more fun there. So there you go. Right. So that's Godbreakers. Shout out to y'all and thank y'all for providing me the code, and I might do a review on it like if I get to the end. It's still keeping my interest. I'm really enjoying it. So there's that.
Yeah.
But all right, man.
Good stuff.
Let's talk about the last game on this list that we want to talk about because I think it's the big game that everybody else is playing as well. Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah. Okay.
How much time do you have in the Outer Worlds 2, sir?
Right now, not as much as I would like. So I got 24 hours, but I am a person that, I look in every nook and cranny. So how this game is built is usually like there's a spider web on like a detective board, quest system where multiple quests could lead you to your end goal. Right? That is the structure usually of a lot of Obsidian games and a lot of RPGs. So I usually, before moving on to a planet, I get every option and then I execute on who I like more, right? Do you like Auntie's Choice? Do you like the faction here? Do you like the faction there? Maybe this hidden faction shows up, which is, always fun. And then you choose accordingly. But I am playing the game like that. I think I would be near the end if I wasn't. I think it's you could speak more on that. It's more of a 34-hour game for Golden Path or something like that. Maybe even less.
About that way. I'd say if you want to really be a completionist about it for the Golden Path, I'd say about 35 to 40 hours you could do that. But if you're playing it really get all the aspects of it. You're gonna be in it for
I'm there for 50 hours. So I love this game. I've been playing this every chance I get. Like I said, I've been bouncing off Silksong, this Outer Wilds 2, and I've been doing League and all that stuff. So I even completed Ninja Gaiden 4 if we want to talk about that randomly across the episode. Okay. But I'm sure a lot of people have talked about it or heard it before, but Outer Worlds 2 is great. I'm finding things that I never would have found if I just played this. I want to say this not in doubt of Avowed, which we're going to talk about later. We have a topic about that, but if I was playing it like I played Avowed, I would never have uncovered a secret. So in this game, you could really talk extensively with all these characters. You could talk and talk and talk and talk, and at the end of the chain you will find there will be some quests coming from that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't talk to this person more, right? It's kind of like that spam talk mentality in old RPG games of the 90s, you just spam talk the same Pokemon character and then he'll say something new or something like that. This is very much that. A lot of dialogue and a lot of chains and possibilities depending on your character traits and all that stuff that you might get into. And it's subtle. It doesn't really tell you often that, hey, this dialogue will lead to a, let's say, gambler trait quest line, right? So
yeah.
it doesn't tell you that in the beginning, but then as you go, you obviously get the choice to get the dialogue that you want. But so I've been
Let me ask you this,
experiencing some
bro.
stuff. Yeah, and I don't think that existed very much in Avowed. I think
Okay.
Avowed was very much they tell you most of the time what's up. I think it was a little less intricate in the dialogue systems and the rolling systems and all the background stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a little less on that
Sure. Sure.
in the depth department there. But
So, but about the dialogue, let me
yeah,
pause you there for just a bit. Let me talk to you about the dialogue.
yeah,
'Cause
what's up?
while I was playing this game, and you said this, and it really like clued this in for me. And I'm not saying this is what we want. I'm not saying this should happen tomorrow, but this game more than most makes me not. I wouldn't say want that future, but like look forward to, or maybe see that future where like these NPCs could be AI back, where they couldn't say the same thing twice. Because
Yeah,
there's a lot
yeah.
of intricate dialogue here, right?
Right.
And every time you talk to them, they say different things, and it's
Isn't it crazy?
the world feels super lived in, right?
Isn't it
We've been
crazy?
talking about, yeah, we've been talking about it in the Discord, where like the best part about this game is you can try your best to break it, right?
Yep.
Oh, you need this NPC in order to get forward. Kill that NPC. See what happens to the world,
Yeah.
right? You need this to move forward. Get rid of them. See what happens. And somehow the world always adapts, because there's like 15 ways to do every problem, right? It's really cool, you know. So I feel like games like this with AI backing for like infinite, like, you know,
Possibilities.
voice, basically, right? You could sit there and go talk to an NPC, and they would always be like, "Didn't I talk to you 5 minutes ago? What do you still want, man? Like, get out of here."
Yeah. Like I always say it, like the AI thing, if it wasn't so dirty anymore, that dirty word. But the AI thing, I've always said it. Like if I could just get an NPC that I never would have talked to before to give me money in his wallet, like, that would be so funny. Just talk him around, giving me money or something. Like it would just be so interesting. Now, what I will push back a little bit, only a little, because you know I don't want you're feisty. It's just you know, this is coming from a writer that's very good. Like the writers in Outer Worlds 2, these people put in really good language. They put in really good they just know what they're doing, right? It's not guarded, it's open. There's not weird agendas going on, even though yes, this corporate, the overall theme has a message. It has a very pointed view, but in the dialogue it's very open. It's not shy to say certain things where before maybe people would. And it's a very old school way of writing, and I love the writing in this game. It's very quippy. And now if you add help from AI there, I don't trust people. I don't trust people, right? I don't trust people at all. And
if you train that AI in that language for a
yes,
long time, the question is how long can you train it? It may not be
exactly. And I don't think I trust people to use it properly. And I think it's a very steep slope to doom in writing, as writing is concerned. But everything else about it, you know, some AI ideas I would completely love, and if they could use it properly, I would also love that. But I don't trust that they will. But Outer Worlds 2's writing is great.
No doubt. Yeah. Outer Worlds 2 writing is god tier. It is fantastic. Honestly,
I love it.
I will say it here first. Put it on your list. This is a very tough year for RPGs. It's a very tough year. Expedition 33 is out there. You know, there's a lot of very
Kingdom Come Deliverance is a juggernaut. Is a juggernaut.
Right. Yeah. But this game is not to be denied. This is also very, very good. Put it on your list. Anyone who's played it has nothing but fantastic things to say. It's really, really good. I'm enjoying the hell out of it as well. So there's that.
Yeah.
Is that
I have, let's go one more minute on this little guy here. But the you know, again, this was a Game of the Year nominee. You know, the first one when it came out, it was a Game of the Year nominee. Maybe it was a slower year, but these guys know how to make RPGs. And if you're a little burnt and scarred on Avowed for whatever reason, I will tell you that the main difference with this one is that it leans very heavily on, those RPG styles. Like everything that you complain about Avowed here, a lot is interactable here. You can kill basically everything. It's not stopping you from killing NPCs in towns and whatever. This is not that. This game and this team focused on the RPG stuff, and you could tell. You could tell very heavily. And Avowed, love it. It did its a different thing. I think that development team was different, and they wanted to make it a multiplayer game, and they had to pivot, right? But this is very much an Obsidian RPG, so you're really doing a disservice if you like the first one, not playing this one. It's very great. Don't let the narratives confuse you.
Yeah, I agree. But see, and the elevator pitch I give to people, which everyone will disagree with me, but I stand 10 toes down. It's like as if the people who made Avowed used the creation engine to create a Mass Effect game. That's what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who made Avowed by way of, say, Fallout New Vegas, because it's very Fallout New Vegas in its execution and story and how it's woven in and out. It's very, very well done. I love it. It's very cool, very fun. So I hope people play it. We've been speculating that it may not get the attention it deserves because of when it's releasing and all the meta conversation. But like in a vacuum, this game on the merit, it's so much better than Avowed.
Yeah, it can't.
And I liked Avowed. I thought Avowed was great. They put so much more on the screen here, both in resource and in care and in the gunplay is excellent. It's really, really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I think where it lacks only is I think Avowed's, like I said, different resources going to different places. Like in Avowed, the combat was so good. Like it free flowed very well. There's good animations there for kills and all that stuff.
I like the mixing and matching of the various weapons in Avowed.
And it flowed like the slowdown effects and how it complements everything.
It used like a wizard weapon along with a pistol.
Dude, I was doing wand shield, and that shit was that stuff was so fun. The combat and parkouring in Avowed, I think there's no match, right? In here, there's not much parkour. There's not much of that, like,
I enjoy my double jump, man. My double jump.
No, 100%.
I enjoy.
By the way, you can miss the double jump at some point, which is funny.
There are people who played this whole thing who almost finished the game and never got the double jump.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You're losing so much for not having that double jump. Just saying, but yeah, in Avowed, I it's just how quick, like the level design was very much made for vertical climbing, and you could tell, like how they grab onto ledges and how you move in Avowed is very, very different in my opinion. I think it's a little quicker, it's a little more snappy, like you cling on to stuff way faster. So in that respect, I think I give it to Avowed, but I think Outer Worlds 2 edges it by quite a bit in some instances. Yeah.
Shout out to the great Lucius Augustus in the chat. He says he loves both games. He agrees with you here that you can tell that the Avowed team was a smaller team that made it. So I think
different for sure.
We're in agreement here. I loved Avowed. I think Outer Worlds 2 ups the ante in almost every way. Like they did such a great job. I'm enjoying my time with it. So I'll keep playing it, while playing the big games as we are. It's what we do. But all right, let us switch gears a bit. Before we do, I will say once again, thank you to all the fine folks that are in here that always continue to join us on these shows. We're very, very close to episode 200 these days. I know it doesn't look like that in the thing. We'll fix that later. I don't know.
At least you corrected Avowed.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing. It was on my phone. The whole thing just was
wild. You'd think you'd have more fingers as more dexterity, but apparently not. I mean,
Leave that one alone. Leave that one alone.
Audio listeners
Right.
won't know what we're talking about. But
I'm gonna leave that one far alone.
surprise! I'm different, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway.
Also, hold on, before you move on, 7 thumbs ups.
Oh, come
All
on.
right, that's
You know what,
crazy.
like,
99 people in here, 7
come on.
thumbs up.
Please
That's crazy.
hit the like button if you haven't done so. You know,
My goodness.
we here. We're gonna be here for another maybe hour and a half.
wild.
So
Yeah, you
please
don't
hit
want
the
me
like
to attack you. You know what I mean?
Indeed, we don't want Gam to jump through the
Just
the
smear campaigns everywhere. My goodness.
So before we get to some of the stories, right? We get to some of the stories that we want to talk about. I wanted to kind of, and you spoke about it before we started, so it's good that you added it into the mix. We have a love of handhelds, you and I, like handheld devices.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big, here's my
Yeah, you got more than me. Yeah.
This weekend, I'm gonna put it into the universe. I was gonna do it today, but maybe might do it tomorrow because today is game night in my neighborhood. A bunch of people coming over. We're gonna play some console wars and a few other games. Guitar Hero should be fun tonight at the house. But probably tomorrow or something like that. I'm gonna do the surgery of putting a bigger battery into the Legion Go. So I'll record footage. Might put that out there. So there's time for that. I wanted to talk to you, and we will also talk about the PS Portal, but as we know, it's a different category than what we're talking about here. And what we're talking about here,
you don't say.
is,
That's crazy. I thought PS Portal was like native handheld. Yeah.
Yes. But you're a big GPD guy, right? You've been a GPD guy for a long time, and I gotta come ask you, point blank, why do you hate why do you hate great software? Like their hardware is good, but there's lots of hardware out there that's good. When you combine their great
taking
hardware,
a shot at me? What is going on?
No, I'm asking a genuine question. when you combine their great hardware with just god awful 1995, put a GIF.
Maybe I like 1995, K. Maybe I have a brain. I could figure out the plus and minus TPDs. Like I could do all of that. Maybe I like that.
So this is the GPD Win 5. This has the Win Max 95 and the AI Max 95. So for those who don't know, a little handheld talk, a little tech talk here. This is the process. This is the next gen chip that will be available in the normal handhelds. Like if you're on, say, the Xbox Ally route, or you're on the Best Buy purchasable route, this is probably the next gen chip you'll get in 2 years. But it's available today in the smaller companies, the companies that are on the fringes that aren't the mainstream devices.
Yeah,
so
GCP devices,
as they call them. You are a GPD Win person. I've tried some GPD Win devices. I like the hardware. I think sometimes they make some weird engineering choices for the hardware that rubs me weird a little sometimes. But I really hate their software because it's like somebody made it in like 95 and then just went, okay, it's good, and then just left it that way. I'm just like, no. But I bring it up because we are close to the new world, right? The Win 5 is out there, potentially being purchased, going to be purchasable soon, right? I also am a big fan. My next gen device that I'm looking at is the One X Fly Apex, which is right here.
Yes,
we're looking at the One X Fly Apex. We'll talk about that. And then recently, just a couple days ago, Ioneo talked about their device coming out, and we're talking about the Ioneo Next. All these devices basically have the same chipset in them. They are just same chip, different executions from different companies as far as cooling and whatnot. This is the only one of the mix that has the battery in the case. All the others have removable batteries, detachable batteries, right? So first,
and by detachable, by the way, by detachable, he really does, like K means detachable. They're not. Detachable. There's no battery inside. You can't use this thing without a battery unless it's plugged in.
Yeah. See, those are the places where you attach the battery, and that's the battery attachable. We call it the BBL edition of the handheld BBL edition. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And unfortunately, the reason why, for those who are like, you missed me with that, the reason why you're getting this is because this chip is just so powerful. It technically should not be inside a handheld, and in order to make it fit in a handheld, they externalize the battery, right? So that there's more room for heat dissipation and things like that. Now, to give you guys an understanding of what this is, just to give you an understanding of what this is, right? Steam Deck, right? Steam Deck gets you to 18 watt TDP. That is the top end of the Steam Deck that's been out for a while. Top end, right? 18, and that's max. Those of y'all who enjoy your Xbox allies and your ROG allies and your Legion Goes, Legionnaire stand up, all y'all, you're between 8 watts, slow, I'm just sipping a game, to 30 watts. Oh, that's max, 30 watts, right? If you're on the Xbox allies or you're on the ROG allies, you plug it into that special plug and you dock it, and now you're at 45 watts or something, but that only happens in docked mode, if you guys know what I'm talking about. These devices don't wake up out of bed until at least 35 watts.
Yep.
Steam Deck,
but hold on.
4 watts.
Yeah.
Switch 2, like 3 watts.
Yep.
This dude does not wake up. It goes, huh? What?
No,
what?
he's Michael Jordan, bro. He doesn't wake up for $10. You know what I mean?
Until you hit it with 35 watts. And how high can it go? Up to 120 freaking watts. Now,
yeah.
That sounds super uber powerful, and it is, as
super.
I'm describing, right? But those who know that in the world where you run your ROG ally or you run your Legion Go, how does that fan sound when you top it out at its high end, which is 30 watts?
Very, very loud, my friend. 3. Yes, sir.
It sounds like it's about to take off on you.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes don't wake up until 35 watts. So my question is, do we have to like put on headphones when we play these things? Will it sound like a lawnmower? Like, what's good? What do you think here? and by the way, so the GPD win goes to 80 watts, I think, like on a fan, just in a fan. They're going from 35 to 80 watts. So how are you going to cool that? How's that fan going to sound? Lord, we shall see. By the way, the 1X Fly, that mother effer goes up to 120 watts total.
Wild.
And the crazy thing about this guy is they have a standard version and a liquid cooled version. So if you want the liquid, you can get, and there's your pricing right here. The liquid cooled version also has fans, but you would imagine at that high 80 some odd watts, it sounds like 3 PlayStation 3s in your house. I would imagine. So they're giving you the option to plug in tubes to liquid cool it instead, so there's no fans. Now it's quiet while it's giving you like up to 120 watts of power. It's kind of wild. I'm super excited because I want to get one of these things, like the Indiegogo campaign for the 1X Fly Apex. Like this one goes on sale on Sunday. I will probably get one, right? I want one, but I really would like to see somebody have it in hand, somebody independent have it in hand and do like a decibel test for us first.
Yeah. Well, to that point, right? Just real quick, Lucius, also a good chat here. The benefit of not having a battery is you can have larger fans that move more air. Bigger fans are actually quieter. Right, I think I agree. I agree.
No,
as well.
that is 100% why they did that. More room for air for airflow. More room for bigger fans. Bigger fans can move quieter. The depth of the fans means that you can move far more air without having to move faster. So all that will work. My question is, that 35 to 80 is a huge sound range. How well will it be engineered? Will you still feel like you're playing a deck nice and quiet? Or will it be like,
well, you know what? The deck, my God, the deck. Have you played the deck recently?
Oh yeah, it gets loud.
Yo, it gets loud, man. It's loud.
It's super loud, right? So imagine you hit one of these devices, which is far more powerful. Well, let's not get it twisted. But you hit it with like 80 watts. How will this sound like? Yo, this is awesome. I love it. Because
you're trying to bring it on the train. People are like, can you please stop? Game, please. What are you doing? Get back. Go back home. But
But no, I am really like don't get it twisted. I'm putting my concerns out there, but don't get it twisted. Like this is the high end. This is the non-mainstream, right? Like this exists so that eventually some of those features end up in your Best Buy devices, right? So as these things get quality, as they work out experimental stuff at the high end, eventually one or two of those features will make their way in. This thing has a feature called the mini SSDs. Very cool new feature, which I'm not sure you're aware of. And we'll get to the chats in just a moment here. A very cool feature that I'm not sure you're aware of, where like you know how you have your SD cards, right? SD cards. Everybody knows what SD card. You have your 2230s and your 2280s. Regular
I'm aware of
M.2s.
all that.
Now they have a go-between. I wish I had a photo of it. I don't
Like a
think these
super
guys-
SSD version of it, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's like an SD card,
yeah.
but it's like a little bit bigger. It almost looks like a SIM card for your phone.
Oh yeah. Now there are
And
SSDs
it
on
goes-
this.
That's right. And it goes considerably faster than an SSD. Not as fast as like an M.2 that's plugged in, but considerably faster than an SSD. And that can kind of be your go-between. So you don't have to go do the surgery and crack it open and put the proper M.2 in anymore. You could just get this thing, and it's like your normal, it looks
Yeah, it's
like
the new
would-
tech. It's the new tech. It's coming. Yeah.
And this guy's got it built in, available.
Yeah, the GPD I think also has
As
the
well.
option.
That's
Yeah.
very cool. That's very cool. So yeah, all that I say all that to say, so for those who are like, oh, this is ridiculous. What the hell, Yes.
Yeah, the prices.
this is
Yeah, they're
ridiculous.
crazy.
Prices are crazy. They are crazy. They're in the $15, $16, almost $2,000 range, and you can actually probably price one or two of them up that are about $2K if you're trying to get 120 gigs and the like. But these interesting things, I don't think all of them will end up in Gen Pop, as it were. But I would imagine that maybe that new SSD technology may end up in Gen Pop at some point. What I find interesting is if they can find a way to engineer it better. I like the world where we have removable batteries, and I'm not talking about like just a huge thick battery in the back, but one that could be flush and still removable, because that keeps your device lasting.
Yeah,
longer,
it's
right?
kind of like, what this reminds me of, and this is a completely separate side thing, but reminds me of when electric bikes were kind of coming out, and you got these chonky, big batteries that stick out, right? But the longer it goes, and more competitive and larger the market became, you get some really slick, slick batteries that are built in, and you don't know it's there. So
to the point you're making right now, even in the comparison we just made, there's the GPD win, which has the BBL, and so does the One X Player. The One X Player one, as we discussed, up the ante and put a kickstart on the BBL, kickstand on the BBL.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right, and I wanted to talk about that. Yeah,
very cool, very cool.
In my opinion, everything should have a kickstand, and this is why I love kind of the whole PC push from some developers. Xbox is being really aggressive. PlayStation is also doing like the cross buy. I know we're gonna try to get to like those topics in very shortly, but I love this choice, right? Now I can have a portable laptop powered handheld that is super small, and we get our choice, right? If I want 89 gigabytes of RAM in my handheld, apparently One X Player has you covered, right? If I want a more middle range, like a 48 gigabyte of RAM, right? You got the One X Player, right?
But let's give them a bit of credit here, because this was a very interesting thing they did here, which I don't think a lot of people are giving them credit. By the way, this chipset, for those who understand, this chipset offers you about 4060 mobile processor power. So it is a
very performant at 1080. Very performant.
Very performant. Yeah. And again, here's the little micro SD. The thing that these guys did, specifically One X Player, that I thought was very cool and should be respected, is they gave you 48 gigs of RAM.
Yep, right? The sweet spot.
When I initially heard that, I was like, oh no, are they doing the whole Asus thing where they're not giving you 32 proper gigs? No, they're giving you 32 proper gigs, but they know that the new minimum requirement for VRAM is 16 gigs. So this way, you get your 16 gigs and you still have 32 proper gigs for performance on your system. right? Very, very nice thing that I think that more gaming focused devices should potentially look at, right? But this is the stuff we're talking about. So this is the battery for those who want to understand what we're talking about here. That's how the battery will look when it comes. It basically just attaches to the back. The cool thing about that is that's an 85 watt hour battery. You can buy that for like $50-$60 and have 2 or 3 of them in your backpack and switch them out in the middle of a gaming session, right? So yeah, we'll move on from this topic because I know that this is the high end and not everybody plays in these waters, but I appreciate that
it should be brought up, right? It should be brought up because it's all about choice, and with this new kind of PC handheld revolution that might or might not, blow up to mass scale, it really does. It really is nice. You could go for, if weight matters to you, the GPD Win 5 is gonna be your choice. It's 500. It's smaller. It has a smaller screen, but it's just as performant in a less gram. It's like 520 grams versus the 680 of the 1X, right? So you have your really intricate details that you could choose and pick what brand you love, and it's a good world to be in soon, man. It's gonna be wild. If you told us when we were kids this stuff would happen is crazy. All right,
absolutely,
it would be nuts. Yeah.
Honestly,
it would blow my mind. Yeah.
The only difference is that we live in these here United States where tariffs threaten to ruin my pricing, but you ain't got nothing to worry about that there. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, what would you like to...
Maybe I can send you, you can send me something. I can have you buy something.
Bro, of course, yeah. If you pay the wild duties or whatever. It's all good.
Ridiculous. Slow Backslap, who's been a member for 20 months. Thank you so much, brother. He says best settings for Cyberpunk on Steam Deck OLED. So, like, when it comes to that, I like that Steam Deck has become the preset. I really enjoy that Steam Deck preset is available, and because Steam Deck preset is available, everybody can just hit that threshold and then move on, right? Or you can tweak and twerk after that, right? I just wish the threshold was higher, because we are now in a world where the Steam Deck is not the biggest man in the totem pole, right? Like he himself is long in the tooth, and eventually they will supersede that, right? So I wonder when that Steam Deck preset becomes a more performant benchmark. You know what I mean? Because to that example, like my MSI Claw, when I'm playing Cyberpunk, I can't put it to the Steam Deck preset. It's way less performant than I wanted to.
Yeah.
So if I start there, then I gotta ratchet a bunch of stuff up, because this thing can do a lot more than the deck can. You know what I mean? And there are a lot more devices in the world now that can do more than the deck can. So I wish that they find some way of being a bit more dynamic with that standard. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't expect that every X amount of months or X amount of years, rather, you go new standard. I don't know about that, but
I think it'll just blend in that type of detail is just going to blend out of existence like it always has in PCs, right? It's just going to blend in the background. We won't really think about it. It's just going to be, right now the preset is this because it's the most kind of popular quote unquote PC handheld out there. It's the lowest spec that people are actually buying to play games specifically, and developers are going to look at that for as long as possible, right? For as long as possible. Because it is the big dog in the room at the moment. Except for like the Switch, which is a completely different, lane. But
that's a closed ecosystem.
Yeah,
different
exactly. All right, what's next on the little docket here?
He's here. He says, please like and subscribe. And Gamsley's a weirdo. Whoa. Said,
are you calling me out for having different fingers than you? That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Like that's the unfortunate thing that some people have found out and started using against me on this channel, Gamsley. If they put it in the super chat, I have to read it. So
just slander. They're just using it for slander. Soil Tech.
I'm a slander delivery device these days. I apologize.
I should have came to this podcast in like a Christmas outfit or something, just for him. I
would have hated you because I'm not a Christmas.
You already hate me, Kay. All right, you already do.
Fuzzy Belvedere is here. He asked a very pertinent question: Steam Deck 2 in 2026?
You know, I think we get one more year.
2027.
Yeah, they have OEMs. They
Yeah,
have it.
true.
They
They're
could
now
wait. Yeah,
backing Lenovo, so they could wait.
yeah. They could totally just sit back, relax. Everybody loves them anyway, you know, and come out with a proper upgrade. You know, I think so. I think that's how you. I think that's how I would do it. Just sit there and get all the goodwill and get people hungry, and then when get people
drop
used to some OEMs when they're powerful, and then boom, drop the Steam Deck 2, grab all the spotlight from the OEMs again because now you're the most powerful thing again, and that's it.
See, and the thing that worries me about that in that space is for where they were when they first engineered the deck, there was just so few and far between, and those that were there were so on the fringes.
Niche of niche
no
of
one
niche.
That's right. Like the AOK Zoes have been around for a while. The 1X players,
GPDs, everybody.
GPDs,
Yeah,
but they're
same
so
guys.
they were so far in the background that even though they were around, normal people did not know who they were or where they were or any of that stuff, right? So they were Steam rather was able to sit down and set a benchmark. Okay, this is the hardware profile, right? And this is the price point. But I don't know about how it works now, where we live in a world where there's just so many choices now. Best Buy has just so many choices now. You have so much on the spectrum now. How do you come in as Valve with so many choices and go, okay, well, here's the new Steam Deck 2. Don't you think there'd be another hardware that's already there? Like
That's the thing. That's the thing, right? Because they're not in these places, right? And we had a talk like this in Discord before. Like, they're not in the Best Buys and they're not in like these areas. They are selling to their most hardcore fans directly from Steam.
True.
So all Steam users see is that, and they've always only seen that stuff.
In the brick and mortar space, you do see them now at GameStop. They weren't before.
Well, that's very interesting. I like that, but the other ones aren't right now, right?
No.
Like, they're not.
I mean, the only one that's the CCP device that is at brick and mortar would be an Ioneo. Like some of the sub Ioneos now have a deal with Best Buy, so you can find some Ioneos there. But by and large, it's your MSI Claws, it's your Legion Goes. It's those companies that Best Buy and your brick and mortars know that are being sold there. Asus.
Yeah. I get it, but you see what I'm trying to say is that the Steam user is very slow. They're slow buying the Steam Deck from the store, and they know it, and they're hardcore Steam guys, so they're gonna buy that. That's the best community on PC. So I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. You want to segue into like
absolutely
something PC?
Let's. Well, I want to talk about. I want to leave because we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about GTA getting delayed.
Yep, that's coming.
I also want to talk about Halo Infinite.
Yep.
But before we get there, and yes, the PS Portal as well. We're going to talk the PS Portal as well. Actually, you know what? Let's talk the PS Portal now because we have been talking handhelds. Let's talk the PS Portal now. Do you own a PS Portal, sir?
I do not own a PS Portal, but you know who does own a PS Portal? First of all, you know me. I have an interesting circumstance that the grip of things really does impact my overall enjoyment of everything, right? So the Portal, not only am I not really impressed with whatever the Portal gives me, like cloud gaming only at the beginning, right? This is what it's about. I like native devices that could do basically everything, so that's why I go with GPD. That's why I go with
a handheld user, sir.
Yeah, a handheld. I have my Android devices too. I have Retroid stuff. So I lean into that Android system to do everything that the Portal probably, I guess, could do. Except for to the Portal's benefit, it's a really nice big screen, right? It feels like a PlayStation controller, so it has that, and it's for a specific fan base. I totally understand, John. I totally understand.
Let the shadowboxing begin, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought the 200 was a little bit much for that at the time. So, no, I do not have one because of that, but I know people that do, and they seem to enjoy it. They had it in their closet for like 20 years, but they finally took it out to actually use it recently because of their recent updates. Are we going to talk about the updates? Is that what this is about?
Yes, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So I am a user of the PlayStation Portal. Let me unblur my background so you can see this thing. There's your PlayStation Portal, and yes, it has had an update. I would have liked to just plug it in so I can show it to you on the screen like I normally do. But of course, this is PlayStation, so they gimped the USB-C port so you can't export.
And Bluetooth.
Yeah. And Bluetooth, yeah. So it's completely gimped. So there's that. But to their credit, and the reason why I want to have this conversation about this thing, I feel like they didn't put it out on Front Street like Microsoft did and got all the arrows. But this right here is no PS5, no problem. That's what this is. That's what this is. You can at this point today, you can buy this brand new, hand it to somebody, as long as they have a subscription service that allows it to, access certain games and whatnot. Like they'll have no concern. They can buy games, they can play games. It all comes there. Right. They have a subscription service that then allows them to actually access like some of the online cloud services and whatnot. And I got to give them credit. It's quite good. It's a decent experience. Like since the update, very decent experience.
Wow, you're so nice. You're so nice. Really I don't give them any credit.
No. Look. So what I do is I evaluate the device in my hands.
I understand.
We can talk about the meta narrative, which is
so you like feeling things in your hands.
When folks ask me what I think, I know that they're asking me if they should buy one, and I feel that responsibility to make sure that I give them my honest opinion without any kind of bias and all of that. Right? I will tell you where my biases lie, but I will try and evaluate this thing on its merit.
Does it have nice rumble?
It has very decent rumble. Yes, decent rumble. Yes, and Contact G4 is like the longest pause ever. Big pause. No, so this I wouldn't consider this a handheld by our definitions of it. This is an accessory to your PlayStation. Honestly, more than ever, like for this holiday season, if you see this thing for like $150, it's not hard to recommend.
Yeah, I think it was a solid at $150 as well when it first released. I also think that.
And now it's far more capable. To your point, though, where I will continue to agree with you, like I think that this thing still being a paperweight without an internet connection is its downfall.
Detriment.
Right now, right? It's great. Like it's really good. The UI, the breakout, let's slander where slander needs to be slandered. I'm sorry. PlayStation still knows how to do UI better than Xbox. Like, come on. I have no notes.
Watch yourself,
laid out.
Sir.
I'm sorry.
Listen, the cloud gaming version of Xbox is totally fine.
Yes, it is. See, but you have to caveat that. You see?
Hey, well, that's what we're talking about. Cloud.
Look. Like, there's no notes. There are games you own and games that are part of the subscription service. You press the games you own, and there's the list of the games you own. You press the game, you're in the game, you're playing the game. It's quite well laid out. They do a good job with UI UX.
I agree.
They always have. Sometimes I think to detrimental degrees where it's prettier than it is useful. But in this instance, it's pretty and it's useful. So I'll give them credit for that. I think it's well.
Yeah, pretty easy when all you have to do is focus on one thing. You know what I mean? Cloud. No. I'm being messy, but I've been an absolute day oneer on cloud stuff. I love cloud stuff. I'm in actually, the data center, kind of
business.
I build those I'm in the business, so I really am intrigued by it. And I was a Stadia guy too, which is weird, right? I really
As am I.
believed I really believed in cloud. I believe in cloud when Nvidia was doing it. I believe in cloud now when Xbox is
What
trying
you're
to
saying is
compete in it. Yeah.
what you're saying is when the Grim Reaper of when the Grim Reaper of gaming, Phil Harrison showed up, that wasn't a red flag for you. It wasn't for me either. It also
No.
ended up being a red flag.
It ended up being a red flag entirely. But
When the Grim Reaper shows up,
yeah, you kind of you side eye it. You're like, eh. But I think
I'm at home.
Stadia in its downfall was really the model. People were not ready. It's just not a ready thing, right? But I think if anyone can do it, it would be PlayStation or Xbox that could really usher in like a cloud era that people actually can use properly. Nvidia being the first, by the way, because they really do. They're spending a ton of money in that area, and they have the power to do it because the GPUs are just so crazy powerful.
See, but you know what? I do think, and this dovetails very nicely into that conversation about that what's going on in the cloud space right now. I do think that when Microsoft, when they are ready and when they were ready, they can turn on a dime, and them more than most have the ability to provide real good competition to GeForce really quickly because they're the only ones that own their data set, right? It's
Yes,
their choice.
100%. But we're actually, what's crazy? I just want to bring this up, and I'm going to sound weird, and people are going to be like, "Oh my god, how dare you?" Fuzzy brought this up, and I'm going to talk on that. Luna right now. If you look at every Amazon thing right now, Luna is on the top. And it's crazy. Luna is just there, like their $10 gift cards are always on the bestsellers list. They got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on the service right now. Nobody knows, but if you have Prime right now, they give you access to a lot of stuff. And I think by default, that's what people see, and there's a large contingent of them there, so they're kind of defaultedly kind of dipping their toes in and out of Luna, even though they don't really care, and it's weird.
Luna,
it's and Amazon also has servers, right? So
it's had a chance to be dominant for a long time, right? Even back in Stadia days, I was like, yo, don't sleep on Luna. Because the problem with Stadia was Linux. Yeah, that's right. I said it there, Jared. I see you in the chat, Floodzilla. Shout out to Flood. Linux was the problem because they insisted that you port your game to the Linux kernel in order to facilitate the game running. There was no translation layer at the time. There was no Proton like that. You were literally building a Linux version of your game. So Cyberpunk running on Stadia was Cyberpunk the Linux version running on Stadia. That's how they built that. But with that being the case, you'll never be able to get every game, right? Not everyone will have that budget. Not everybody will go with you on that journey, right? So at the end of the day, like they were just doomed to fail. Luna, on the other hand, runs on Windows. It runs on Windows. So it has the same level of compatibility that Microsoft has. So they've quietly just kind of been, much like how Microsoft could easily, like when they're ready to, they can provide GeForce Now real competition because, hey, we got our data centers. We've just been focusing our data centers on enterprise, but now we want to take cloud gaming seriously. We would argue that they did.
That's changing very
gaming serious. Well, I'll tell you
very quickly. Nvidia is building fast.
Well, but here's the thing: we have seen Microsoft take this seriously, and you know that the moment you saw them add cloud offerings to all of their Game Pass offerings, and then increase the price, because now you're paying for the cloud. And oh, by the way, now you see 1440p 60 streams on.
Oh my God, it's good. Okay, have you tried?
Solid, of course I have, because now,
very good.
Those who've been in my DMs wanting to do those comparisons, now we can actually have the like for like comparison of GeForce Now to xCloud, because now they're using their server blades rather than Xboxes in the cloud. Hence the 1440p 60 streams, right?
Yep.
And if you compare them, it's actually pretty damn good.
It's pretty damn good. Yeah, at that point is where the data center is, and that's only. It's like, are you near one? Are you?
Yeah, but those who are transitioned, the games that are available on the 1440p side of the house, is sweet spot. Very, very good. Before we get off of the topic of the PlayStation Portal, I will say its comparison point, like you and I were having the back and forth about the price point and it being a single point of failure. Its comparison point on the Xbox side, I would say, would be
Logitech.
The Logitech G Cloud, which I also own. I got this on sale for like $120 or something like that. I think that's the sweet spot. I think this inches out that the PlayStation Portal because, for example,
it does more.
I can use this to play the PlayStation.
Yeah.
As well as the Xbox. Can't use the PlayStation Portal to play Xbox, but I can use this to play them all, including, if you're looking, the GeForce Now app, which is also
which has Game Pass titles in it if you have Game Pass.
Which this thing also has the Game Pass, like the Game Pass actual app integrated into it as well. Yep. So all app stores are available right here. And to me, what inches this out the portal even more is like, this is Android, right? At the end of the day, it's Android. The chip is very old and very weak, but you're still playing all of your Nintendo games here. You're still playing all of your old Genesis games here. You're still playing every 2D game.
Yeah, you could emulate and stuff. Yeah,
right here. So you're at the dentist. You don't have a Wi-Fi connection. This thing is not a paperweight. It's still quite useful. So for me, this inches up. Yes, slow-mo backslap is correct on one point, which is that the G Cloud has shitty thumbsticks.
Which is like the most important component.
I actually augmented the thumbsticks with different thumb things. It also had at launch. It also had very bad calibration. That now has been fixed. There's a new version of the calibration tool and actually calibrates it quite well, so it runs cleanly now. So some of that stuff has been repaired. The credit I'll give the G Cloud is this thing is how old now, and I got an update maybe 3 months ago. They are continuously updating, including the UI. They're adding new stuff. The PlayStation Portal can't output this video, but if I really wanted to, I could just plug this in right now and output the video of this, because this lets you do that. So I would say in the year of our Lord 2025, like this is still a pretty great device to hand somebody who is a gamer that may be a combination of cloud and on-prem, right?
100%. Yep, 100%.
I also think the $200, $300 price is a bit much. If you catch this for $150 somewhere like that, that is the sweet spot for me.
Yeah, both devices, it's a sweet spot. I would only buy the Portal at 120. The G Cloud, like you said, I would get it at a $150 for sure. Because like you said, it just does a lot. And at the end of the day, it's about user preference. I mean, you're getting the better joysticks. It is a basically PS5 controller. I mean, it feels better.
Let there not be any denying it. This is very, very comfortable, but it's also very annoying because here I am. I should be able to Bluetooth. I can't. Here I am. I should be able to plug in. Like I have to use analog headphones because otherwise I have to buy a $300 like proprietary.
Yep.
They've done some things here that I'm not happy with. But this is super comfortable. This is great.
Yep.
Very good. You can play a bunch of games on this with no
I agree.
Yeah. I've been playing Yotai like this. It's very good.
What?
Ghost of Yotai?
Oh yeah, you played that? Nobody bought that.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding. Apparently it's doing very well. It got second. So just to springboard off of that, I know you're liking Yotai a lot. We're not going to get into like the game. I'm sure you talked about it before, but the sales, I mean, where do you think it fell? Because we know that Battlefield 6 was 7 million or something like that. They have the confirmed numbers, and then second place was Yotai. How do you think the drop is? Do you think it's more like 4 or 5 million? When I thought, when I projected, I thought Yotai would easily reach 6. But I guess it fell quite short of that. So where do you think it fell?
About this? Yeah, we've talked about this at length. Just in general in the gaming industry right now, and it seems like PlayStation specifically more susceptible to it than most. Their first outings of most things are usually pizzazz, whiz, bang, amazing, full court press. People are always excited, and then the second outing never as good as the first. If you look, and shout out to Lucius, the great Lucius Augustus, he wrote an article for the Gaming Circle saying exactly describing exactly that. if you look at it, there's always considerable drop-offs from the first to the second. I would say the first one really had a hype cycle around it, like a zeitgeist movement around it. But the second one is, did you like the first one? More of the same.
Yeah.
If you didn't like the first one, if it didn't really capture you, you won't like this one. So it's like the first one captured a lot more attention. In order, it captured those who knew they would like it.
When did Tsushima come out?
Ghost of Tsushima. I think 2012. Well, I'll double check. Let me.
No, it must be 2020. No.
Yeah. No, way better. Way more than that. I'm off.
Is it? I don't remember.
Yeah. So, like, I think that the when it first came out, the first version of that game captured everyone's attention because, hey, would I like this? 2020. It's July 17th.
Oh wow.
2020.
Okay. See
would
that.
Would I not like it? Yeah. So
that might play into it, right? Because everything got a boom in the 2020 and to 2023.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, a lot of those numbers included people who ended up not liking it, but they bought it anyway because it was that new thing from PlayStation. And obviously, the Ghost of Yotai looks like more of the same. So if you liked the first one, you'll buy it. If you didn't like the first one, you won't even bother because it looked like more of the same, right? And that's why we're seeing that drop off. But and we just described it. I like to review or adjudicate a product on its merits. The game by itself, if you didn't like the first one, this won't convince you of anything. But if you thought the first one was good, this is really good. Like really good. It's fun. They've put some quality of life features into it. It's very it's more of that world, right? That's why the game, looking at the budget, that's why seemingly the budget was pretty much in check. They took the existing and they upped the ante, right?
Right.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Classic sequel.
Yeah. So you can keep it cost effective while giving people more of what they want, adding more interesting stuff into it. I really enjoyed the game. I think the game from a merit perspective, it's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything?
I don't know why it didn't like hit the zeitgeist as much as the first one did. Some people thought it was
like
boring,
micro stuff happening. It's just on every levels. The pandemic. Everybody's not inside their houses anymore, looking for something cool to play.
Exactly.
It could be a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That gave them a false hope for, let's say, projecting the next one. Who knows?
Well, it was surprising. Well, okay, it wasn't surprising to me that they made a sequel because I thought that the first one was really excellent.
100%. Yeah, and it sold it phenomenally well. Yeah, 100%.
Phenomenally well, yeah. So, but on the topic of games that had sequels, see what I did there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Avowed and its
go.
potential to get a sequel while the Outer Worlds 2 potentially
I'm
will
so
not.
ready.
This is a like a rumor or I'd categorize this a trumor.
Yeah,
not
funny.
coming directly from the horse's mouth, right? Like it's not coming from Obsidian, but it is coming from a writer, dev who worked on like Fallout 2, New Vegas, who's worked. I mean, he is probably not like directly associated right now with Obsidian, but he is associated enough to know. Enough where when this comes out, there will be articles written about it because hey, that man should know, right? So let's just take it at face value and say he's right on that, right? Let's just take it at that. It could be that he's wrong, right? It could be speculation, and that I'm sure there's a piece of that as well. But he's probably calling in some favors, talking to some buddies that he used to work with, and this is what they're saying, and that's right. So, what do you think of this? You're playing the Outer Worlds 2 now. Right?
Yeah.
You've played Avowed. I too have played Avowed. I'm playing the Outer Worlds 2 now. Do you think that the Outer Worlds 2, do you think that between the two of them, Avowed is the one that would warrant a sequel?
I think so many things here. I think Bethesda they're obviously Obsidian, sidetracking for a moment to preface. Bethesda does this thing with like Fallout and Skyrim, or sorry, Oblivion, and the Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, and then obviously now Starfield, all that stuff. So I think it's just a way to cycle through. I think it's too soon to think about Outer Worlds 3. I think they want their team and their biggest team to cycle through all their big pillar universes. And right now, whether you like it, we like it, or not, Pillars of Eternity has a big, large fan base.
Yes.
A core fan base that really does love that universe, and it is exceptionally cool. Like, I will say it's very much God pantheon, a little bit of Lord of the Rings in there. It really is a really enticing, religious, high fantasy driven game, right? And that's always a really cool idea, and theme to play with, or a bunch of themes to play with. High fantasy is a popular genre. Fantasy, high fantasy, all that stuff is very popular. It appeases to a lot of people. At that point, why not have a sci-fi and a high fantasy game going side by side? Why not do that, right? It's the two most popular genres, basically, in my opinion. I don't know if you're going to combat that, but I think it's smart. I think it's a smart move. Give Avowed the spotlight that Outer Worlds 2, like we were talking about before. Give the same love and spotlight from a big team. This thing, it's going to blow up. It just has to have the same level of love and focus on it, and I think it could blow up. I think they really do have something there. Their other studio doesn't mean that Outer Worlds 3 won't come, right? The other studios that they have could sideline, right? Start building the next one, and then when the team is finished on, Avowed or whatever, they'll help out. And that's the beauty of it. As long as they have so much studios that have blood in this game, have blood in this genre now, they have basically half of Interplay, right? What Interplay used to be in Exile, Bethesda, all these guys. They really have a RPG house under their umbrella. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have a very good cycle going between those two universes. I don't think it's a downfall of anything really, or a plight. I think it's a really good move to give your devs more worlds to work on.
I agree with the chat. This is not even a problem. Like, why do you ask? Obviously, the game literally just came out. If you ask the developer about the next one, they're going to be like, we're busy with something else, right? We just came out with most people haven't even rolled credits on the Outer Worlds 2. So, like, I don't think that them saying that this is the Outer World, that the Avowed is the next one they're working on, means that you're not getting an Outer Worlds 3 sequel. That doesn't mean that. I think this is just interesting headline crafting a little bit.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't look, rumors or out of the horse's mouth, as you said, like things that came out of people that used to be around that environment. No, maybe they don't, maybe, plans shift all the time. People get things wrong all the time, but where there's a little bit of smoke, there's a little bit of fire. But I would not complain about it, right? I come from a place that I really do love everything they do. Like, I do love their worlds, and Avowed, to me, I am leaning Avowed thematically, Like, I do lean to Avowed in that way. I like the genre a little bit more than I do, like, I like, the vibe more. Not the genre, but, and it's all the same genre. But you know what I mean, right? I love Avowed. I lean Avowed a little bit more than I do in the Outer Worlds 2 world, right? So I'm good with that. If this is a rumor and it has smoke, I'm good.
More like Everborn Saga, more sword and board than you are.
I love the magic stuff. I come from Baldur's Gate and like 1 and 2, not 3. 3 I love. It's incredible, but Divinity Original Sin, all these games that I just love magic and all that stuff. So
understood.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so while we're on the topic of Microsoft and Xbox, let's continue down this path and let's talk a little Halo.
Yeah,
let's talk a little Halo. uh, and again, here's the gamer. It's the site, the gamer, with their interesting headline crafting. Just after 4 years, after just 4 years, Halo Infinite is about to get its final major update. What do we think of this? Is this a sad state? Is this a proper time? Like, I, for one, and I'm a minority in this. I'm a minority in this. I'll admit.
Same here.
I want there to be more Halo campaign missions in Infinite. I didn't want them to move on to Unreal Engine 5. I think the Unreal Engine 5 one is great. I think the Unreal Engine 5 one will be great. I can't wait to see it. It's good. But there were still more stories to tell in Infinite, and I feel like them dropping it. I would have gladly paid for more DLC as far as campaign content, and it looks like that's not even going to happen. And I think that's just a wasted opportunity. Like, just
right.
waste. What do you think, sir? What is your experience? What is your relationship with the campaign?
So a few things. Why I feel this was okay. So to preface all of this, I think a lot of people are making a big deal out of it because the things they say, the plans are 10 years and whatever. So semantically and all that stuff, and to get into the war of it all, people really want to see this and hate it because they thought they were promised something, and pitchforks, right? I come at it at a different thing. It's not that, they might cut this a little short because it's not as gigantic as they would have wanted, or maybe they just don't have the budget because Microsoft is being a little weird about it. But what I'm kind of sad about is I do like proprietary engines built for specific things. So
Me too. Yep.
I do like for instance, I think Bethesda's engine is really fun, right? And it really did lend itself to the world environments that they built,
engine?
right? Yeah. So when you go to a more like open,
so Gamsley, I will wait for you and Infinite Umbra. I see you in the chat. I will wait for you and Infinite Umbra to get into the Discord and debate, because Umbra,
we're gonna yell back and forth. He's scary. I don't like him.
Depreciate some of the creation engine features in favor of more cinematic flair.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? Okay, to each their own, because there are people that like different things within genres that they like. For example, look, Halo, for me, I liked more cinematic experiences that they did in the past, right? They really did put that scope in the backgrounds and the battles that were fighting. Even though they looked small, they felt big, and there was a spectacle of it, right? And they were really cinematic. Correct. And when we went to Infinite, to our point here, it's a different type of feel, and there wasn't that focus on the big things happening, right? It was very focused on that one ring. Things were happening on that one place.
It had happened. There's a bunch of audio logs and a bunch of dead bodies.
Right. But even more than that, the cinematic flair of really the set pieces, like jumping out. There was no jumping out of a friggin' hangar and all that, in space and bombs, and they had different things back and forth.
And then it was done, yeah.
But then it was done, right? It was one. But in a lot of Halo games back then, they really did try to focus on that visual flair of everything around, right? And artistic stylings of their cinema. But in Infinite, I think they lack the cinema of it a little bit. So, see, I'm one of those. I'm exactly like Umbra, but on the Halo thing, right? I do want my Halo to be a little bit more cinema as well, like big and bombastic, and what it was a little bit before.
Of course.
But that's not subtracting what I loved about the engine that they used. What I loved about the engine that they used is that it was built for Halo and built for every mechanic that they wanted to put in there, right? And it felt incredible. Let's not put that aside. It felt incredible. It felt good to move. It felt good. The grapple hook was an exceptional idea. Yeah. Everything, right? Sprinting, controversial, which was there before. But you know what I mean?
On the sprint.
It's a big world, right? You need to run. and what comes around that engine and the creation of that engine really shows in the product. Now, some people didn't like what came out of the product. The devs, from what it sounds like, didn't like the efficiency
Real
of
quick,
it.
it
Yeah.
looks like Soil Tech is using his omnipotent power for evil. He says, if you want to see me take Gamsley's knees, check out the Discord.
Whatever, man. I'm trying to be like, I do want to give Halo Infinite a little slack. It was a great game. It lasted 4 years.
I am angry at the Halo Infinite dev team because I need more stories in that world.
Well, that's yes, but see, Kay, I think that they want to, and it's just a thought, that they want to go back, like back step one little step, and focus on main Halo being main Halo, meaning a solid experience on that kind of
We established
cinema.
ground.
Yeah, have a good cinematic flair for the next one. Have a coherent story that closes gaps. Have let's say a reforming of what we have idealistically in our brains, what we think about Halo, of what it used to be, right? Maybe it's false. Maybe we're wrong about everything, but some people have a different idea what Halo looks like, and Infinite wasn't that. For some people. So maybe they're going to backstep, have this really big, what Unreal 5 is good at, which is visual fidelity and all these other, kinks and, environmental whistles and all that stuff. You make it look pretty and amazing and bombastic, like I said, and then focus on the multiplayer and get it back to form, or maybe separate it and whatever. So, yeah, the 4-year cycle got me sad because I did like Infinite, but to be honest, I don't play it, right? And I think that's the point. I think a lot of people just, unfortunately, just don't keep it alive, right? Not enough people are playing it to keep it alive for longer. So that's it.
I think people are playing it, but to
Spending
your point,
is what I mean.
the threshold has gotten so high that it's unsustainable. If you're not one of the top dogs, you're considered last place, and then they're talking about getting rid of you. It is what it is.
Yeah,
The great
the content wasn't there.
Chat. He says,
content wasn't there.
please hit the like and the subscribe. Where's Brokeback Charlie? Well, Mr. Everborn Saga is not with us today because it is Mrs. Everborn Saga's weekend birthday.
That's a lie. We all know that's a lie. He's trading in his Xbox Ally X for a claw. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
We told you guys that.
Okay. Good to know. He's trading. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about that when he gets back.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. Let's hit this final story.
Yep.
This is the story that everybody wants to talk about.
Yeah. Let's go.
The juggernaut, the big dog, the one who every time we hear about it, people got to move out the way, right? Out of nowhere, we hear it. What's happening? Well, it seems that GTA is now delayed again for a few more months.
Sir, a lot of controversy on this one too, huh?
Delayed in November. Delayed till November, right? There's been a lot of rumor and speculation. The Discord has been a buzz with a lot of the tinfoil talk. We'll leave the main tinfoil Kufi talk of that Discord to the Discord. So join us there if you want to partake of that. Famas will be all over you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to ask you, sir,
Yes.
is first off, did you expect this to be delayed again? And what do you think the ramifications are of this delay?
Okay. Well, big subject here. I will say, did I expect it? I think everybody didn't want to expect it, but deep down they did. Like deep down, I think everybody had a feeling, right? That I don't believe them, whatever. But usually, you get a solid date out of somebody. That's when you're kind of getting hyped for it and all that stuff, and people do move their schedules and all that stuff. I don't think I'm shocked at all. I think when you're spending this much money on a game like this, you want to eliminate every single thing that can go wrong, and I think Rockstar knows that. I think they know they're launching in an environment that's very different from regular gaming environments, meaning things are shifting rapidly, the economy is weird, all this stuff is moving where they never really had to deal with something like it before. Like there's a console manufacturer which is moving in a different way, right? Not I'm saying they're leaving, they're just moving different. Everything's moving different, so they have to land the plane proper. They have to be strong, at the least bugs that they could launch with, and pray. So I trust them. There's a lot of money going forward in this, and I think they know what they're doing. I think they see a lot of data, and the reverberations is quite significant, though, right? Because we have now a GTA that might who knows, get delayed again and might miss an entire console generation, right?
Yeah.
They might, well, not miss, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Is that it might a game like that moves so many consoles out in the wild, right? And now, it's like, oh, surprise! You might have to, the next consoles are out, and whatever. Hope this is forward compatible, I guess, right? And people are gonna console gamers are gonna want to buy a new console shiny thing. There's a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
To your point about the market and them paying attention to it, I've always thought that the GTA and Rockstar's model has always been very interesting, very fraught with danger, because they get to strike every 10 years, right? And think about it in the world of gaming. 10 years ago, how were we gaming? What were we talking about? What was the zeitgeist movement?
Very different world.
Totally different world. Right. And they always strike in 10-year increments, and they have to hope that where their trajectory is where we are as gamers now, even though they started this stuff development cycle 8 years ago or something, before the leaks, which also set them back on this thing. Right. I find it very interesting that they move in this way. And with this initial delay, and I'll say this and I'll go on mute because I'll be listening still. I need to step away for just a quick second. I have to ask you, sir, do you think that there's any world where these delays lead to more platforms being added to the mix? We delayed this, and then when they are announcing it, it's coming to PC day one. Or we delayed this, so that when they do announce it, it's coming to Switch day one. Do you think there's any chance of that?
Say the last question again.
I guess the question is, do you think this delay and the delays, the subsequent delays that have happened, because the ground has shifted, like you described, so much beneath the feet of the industry, and Rockstar has to watch and adapt to that, do you think these delays are leading to shorter day and date windows for those other platforms? Meaning, could we see PC day and date? Could we see Switch day and date?
I don't know, because we've had this conversation in Discord, right, where we know that Rockstar is really intentional on console growth, and they're really intentional on the console player. They feel like they develop better in that environment, or maybe they have the most eyes there, and that's obviously shifted in time because PC is very large right now. I don't know. I really don't know. If I were them, I would have always launched day one everywhere, right, including PC. If I were them, I would have had this PC version ready to press the button, which I guess they do, right? If they're the PC version should be right there, right, or close to it.
So from a technical perspective, the PC version is the Xbox version, right?
Yeah,
it's very much a like for like process. Although the reason why I agree with Slow Mo Backslap, who's in the chat here, historically, why would you do that? Because now you get double dipper and you get twice the money, right? Because you have this historic game, this game that's so good that people are willing to buy it twice.
But to that point,
does that still exist today?
That to that point, does that mentality had to exist? Like that's a mentality you had to have to play this thing where you want to play it. Like, if you want to play it on the Xbox, you have to buy the Xbox version. If you want to play it on PC, you have to buy the PC version. If you want to play it on so it was a mentality that was built in us because it's, garbage. But now the thing, like the cross-buy, as we saw in like the PlayStation recent leak there, the cross-buy thing, the cross-buy tag is being placed everywhere on more and more games, not just first-party games, but a lot of games are play anywhere on Xbox versions, right? So the blending of every ecosystem is kind of molding together now. Yes, Switch is their own thing still. Yes, PlayStation's their own thing for now still, kind of. But there is a world right now that we're building ourselves to just expect, oh, if I buy this thing, I could play it on my other device, whatever device that is. So it's a different thing being built right now. So I don't think Rockstar, if they don't understand that, I think it's a mistake on them, and it shouldn't be there in the first place. It should be, we have how many people on PC that play? 30 million? Okay. We have how many people on Xbox? 30 million. Okay. PlayStation, 30 million. Okay. Got it. Just press the button, release simultaneously. Wherever these people are going to buy it, and you miss out on the double dippers. So what? The double dippers, how many double dippers? They have that data. How many double dippers? 30 million? Okay.
I suspect there might be a good amount of
double dippers. 30 million out of 150? Okay. 180, sorry, 199. Okay. You do your math, and that's it. You go around it. I don't know.
So my other question, and this might be also, I also want the chat to weigh in on this one as well. Who is the most upset by this news right now?
Are you talking about companies or fans, or?
I'm talking just in general. Are the fans the most upset by this? Are the companies most upset by this?
Yeah.
Who's the most upset by this right now?
They're all upset. Every single one of them, right? The player, the companies. I think Xbox is upset. I think PlayStation's upset. I think Rockstar is a little upset. It's more money they're spending. Who's the most angry?
Because and you know why I bring this up, right? I bring this up because we had this back and forth on Discord where there was a rumor about Rockstar being upset at how Microsoft rather was moving, right? And maybe that could have led to them making different plans for their deployment.
Oh, I see the rumor. I see what you mean.
So the question becomes, who stands to lose in this?
Shareholders only.
Well, it's delayed, really, right? But I would say that if anyone's plans are screwed, it's Xbox's. And hear me on this.
That's bold.
The reason
Watch out.
I think Xbox,
we got FAMAS in the chat somewhere lurking.
I understand what I'm saying. The reason why I think Xbox's plans are screwed here is if we take everybody at face value, right? Oh, they're trying to leave the console market, right? With the end of the series consoles, the traditional idea of a console is gone now. They're gonna come out with the hybrid stuff, is the rumor, right? They themselves are alluding to that, right? So at some point they're going to drop the development pipeline of the standard consoles. I would argue what slows them down from dropping this development pipeline and moving on with their new plan is like GTA not coming out, because we know damn well that you can call it an albatross, you can call it dead, you can call it whatever. When GTA comes out, people will seek out consoles to play it on, and if the Xbox is there, you will buy one. So right. I know for sure that I will see Xboxes on shelves when GTA comes out. This means now they have to wait. They have to wait and release it later rather than, hey, we're done. Wash our hands of it. Now we're no longer making it. I would think Microsoft would be more upset. Am I wrong?
Right. In a specific environment, yeah. So in an environment that Microsoft was really actually trying to sell consoles, I think so. But right now, what Microsoft and Xbox is trying to do is really just sell their service and their mindset of like any device is this Xbox, so you could get a PC, whatever. All that stuff exists right now, and OEM partners are coming next year too. So I don't think they're really trying to sell you the console right now. So maybe they're a little pissed. Like maybe they're like, oh well, this was our last hurrah, like you said. Oh, this is our last like
hurrah. It really
hurrah. Get as many as you can out there, right? Get it. Just sell out the stock.
As I can think of, and you tell me if there's another game. This is the last big game that will drive up hardware.
Every market, yeah.
Right. So if it's not happening now, that means it's being delayed to whenever it happens, where they have to ramp up. And of course, this is the loss leader cycle we're talking about. So whenever this happens, expect there to be a hole in your pocket as a vendor, whether you're PlayStation or your Xbox, because they're not making profits on these things. PlayStation is a little bit making profit now, as they say, right? But still, it's not like, oh my God, we're happy to sell these things. Yeah, we're happy to sell these things because then eventually you will be in our ecosystem and buy more stuff.
You know what? I think PlayStation's the most pissed. I think PlayStation. Well, they want to sell the console. They're the only one trying to sell a console, right? So when they look at it and they say, "Hold on, we have Wolverine coming out. We have all these things coming out that might be late in the year. Whatever that also need to sell. It's not about like just selling the console, right? It's about selling your game and the console and and your ecosystem.
Console doesn't matter if you don't buy any games.
But to that point, even without stepping on their feet on their IP, you're stepping on my console growth, right? You're saying like more people like will look at Wolverine and GTA and be like, this is a mega deal, right? Like, and it's a holiday season, like. Or midway through the generation, whatever, at the end of the generation, you want to push as much consoles as possible. So PlayStation is also looking at this with a side eye and saying, "Well, damn, we had a plan, to sell these things, but who cares? I mean, it depends. The narrative switches whatever lens you want to put on. If you want to put an Xbox lens, you could probably see that they're very angry. If you see the PlayStation lens, they're probably angry, and if you look at the shareholders, they're angry. So I mean, everybody's angry.
As long as it's not out yet, they're always delayed gratification, as it were. Yeah. Final question on this: how much do you think it will be MSRP for this game, base version?
This is a $90 game, right?
Okay, so he's from Canada. So let's first and foremost, well, as you are from Canada, we have to establish the ground. What is your average price of your games?
$89.
So $90 is the average price of your game. That is the top.
Oh, sorry, $99. Sorry, yes, 99 USD.
So how much did Mario Kart cost you guys?
90.
So it's $90 there because it's an $80 game. That in America was the new established threshold.
90 something here.
So for yours it was 90 something. All right. So usually your games are
99 USD is what I think.
Okay.
That's what I think.
So you think that GTA 6, the non-BBL edition, non-special edition, and we call it the BBL edition because this is a game based on Miami. It's gonna have the BBL edition. Let's be
100%.
You think that the play it in Gen Pop, wait till it's available like a pleb version, $100?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, why not? It's GTA. I know why not. Consumers want to hate that, but they don't care. They don't care. They're going for max profit.
You're okay with that? You'd be like, no.
No, I'm not okay with that. I'm definitely not okay with that. I'm not okay with anything being that. Dude, I'm out here game passing. You know what I mean? I don't care about that. I don't want to pay that, but I think they're looking at that and they're saying, yeah, $99. Everybody's gonna buy it. Every single person.
I'm not buying it.
Are you not? Oh, we're gonna call. Everybody in this chat right now. We got him. We got him live saying he's not gonna buy it. He's gonna buy it day one on. He's gonna buy it day one.
Sir. See, you have to understand where I sit. I already have a knees bet with the one John Wolf saying if that game is $79.99 or more, I will not buy it until it's on sale. I just won't. I have too many games to play. I'm not doing it.
Oh my
I
god.
am not buying any $80 games. I'm just not. I'm not doing it.
It's gonna happen, man.
But I'm not doing
it's gonna
it.
happen.
Nope.
I hope. Honestly, I hope you stand down because I'm not doing it either because I'm not I don't roll with the GTA's like that often, right?
No,
So
I don't care if this is GTA. I don't care if this is the greatest game on earth. Like I feel like we keep rewarding, we keep rewarding bad behavior, and the more we keep doing that, the more
yeah.
You be,
Well,
be
look where we're at right now, right? The bad behavior of microtransactions, right? That snowballed really heavily, right?
exactly. Yeah,
But
look,
it's going to be a really hard avoidable thing. It's a really hard one to avoid. This one, for most people, let's say that want it.
Look,
That want it.
Yes, and I played through GTA 5. I have all of the GTAs, right? But in the life cycle of GTA, yes, it's taken some time. It's almost 10 years about. But I own that game on everything. It came out on 360, came out on Xbox One. I have it on the PlayStation. They gave it to me for free on Epic Game Store at some point. Like I have so many versions of that game as it stands now. If it's $100 for the non-BBL edition, because the BBL edition will be like $300. Yeah, we know this. Eventually, I will play it. It just will not be something I play day one. I just won't.
I trust you.
I will not do it.
But you see, that to the point of like anything that we're interested in. I don't know who said this. Was it Strauss who said like oh no, it was the Borderlands 4 controversy where they said something like fans of Borderlands will buy this thing if it's $90 or something, right? There's validity to that. I think any fan base anywhere is going to pay anything for anything, right? That they love. So if I'm you're a fan of handhelds, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You don't wait for, let's say, the price drop. You probably go day one on the ones that you really want. The ones that you really want.
Legendary Yobi says that by the time the GTA 6 comes out, he'll have enough points to buy it for free. Sir, right now, today, I have $100 in Microsoft reward points. So I could
Which is
buy
awesome.
it free today. I could do that. But it's not about the game. It's about the idea.
It's the principle of it.
You're paying $80 for a game, and you're just like, okay, thank you. Hell no. Oh, hell no.
Right, but see
I would
that's
rather, if that was the case and it was everywhere, you'd see me be like, I'd put the eye patch on, I'd be sure to pirate it rather than like, no, that is terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I for the longest time, look, like to my prior point, the fans of the thing, it's going to be really hard, and unfortunately, we're in the minority of the fans that will buy those things. There are probably 100 million fans that will press that button, and unfortunately, that is a large contingent of bad behavior. You know what I mean? Not a small one.
We had this exact conversation with Everborn Saga. We talked about how they should do right by gamers, this, that, and the third. But of course, the moment that Nintendo releases a freaking Zelda game at $200, he'll be like, "Here's my money. Give me $2."
Yeah, right. It's just that's what it is, man. It's hard. It's hard to resist. I didn't want to buy, Mario Kart at 90. I looked at that Mario Kart and I was like, I can't do this. And then my lovely girlfriend, Cleo, God bless her, she loves it, and we bond on it. And it's just like, well, we bond on much more things than that, but we bond on gaming. So I was like, oh man, she loves this game. I have to do it. So I did it. I didn't want to.
So you actually bought it at that price?
Yeah, because there was no bundles left. So.
Oh man. You didn't see. And
I was there day one in the lineup. Like
there was a Whoop bundle too. There was a Whoop price.
A Whoop band.
WOOP.
It's a fitness band. Anyways.
Yes,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, got it.
But Woot.com shortly after the game released put it out for sale for $40. Like a week after the game.
It was the night of. So
Oh, man.
like she was ready to play. We were ready to marathon that thing, you know? So I had no chance, bro. I had no chance.
I understand. I
You
understand.
know, I couldn't get
I will
away from
be
it.
I will be the only one with them pitchforks. I will be the one holding it proud. I am not buying any $80 games. $70 games already got me with the side eye. $80 games, oh hell no. This is me. This is me being a broken record. People have heard me say this on this show before. I will enjoy. I will not give any slander to any of those people who want to buy it. You know, it is what it is. You know, but I need to be the change that I want to see. And if they are gonna make that game $80, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just
To
not.
to spinball some questions here. GTA 6 comes out. How many consoles are sold that month for any manufacturer, and how many games are sold? What do you think the records are for both of those? Like, how many units do we see moved of the game, and how many units do we see moved of the
So okay,
consoles?
that question is better answered once you know how many was previously done. But in the
I think
360
it was
gen,
like,
that was a whole different world, right?
oh my god, it was a Xbox
360 were everywhere at
360.
that point.
It was maybe, I think the record was like something crazy, like 25 million. I think. Let's see,
I
GTA
would
5
think at least the same.
sales.
Because 10 years in between, like I would think at least the same, because people just at least want to see, hey, what is
16 million
You know.
copies sold.
16 million day one?
First day, something around that.
I can see that happen. Right, between the
Or
platforms.
11,
I can
I'm
see
sorry, 11 million first 24 hours.
that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I would not deny it. And obviously, even if Xbox is not doing this, we know first and foremost there's at least 30, 40 million install base. They stopped counting it some time ago. But that install base itself is more than what the install base was, well, the actual sell base of the 360. Right? So
Yeah.
in 24 hours,
Yeah.
what sold on the 360, what exists today on Xbox is far
Probably will
more
match
than
it.
so they can at least get that there day one, right? So there's that. Even if they don't even release any more consoles ever, they still have enough to make their wares there. And we know that PlayStation's not going to rest on their laurels. They're going to have mad consoles like available for people to want to play. And if what I'm saying doesn't happen, which let's be real, it probably won't happen. If they don't release it anywhere else but consoles, that's the only place you're going to be able to play it day one. So it is what it is. I think I do still think that even though it's a very old model, it will work, but I doubt they ever run this model again. This is the very last time you see this again, because the next time this comes around, this is going to be too different of a world for it to matter. Right? I don't think.
Yeah.
Do we think that in this world is a GTA 11 or GTA 11, GTA 7? I feel like this is the last one. The last
No, you're great.
one
No
that we
way.
care about.
Well, for you, white beards. Yeah.
No. I get because like while we're even having this GTA conversation, most people that are talking about GTA, they talk about it under the guise of the online, because that's what matters. That's what drives it now, right? What drove it in the beginning was a campaign, but nobody does that anymore. What drives it now is the online, like the
To put
online world.
Yeah, to add to you, right? There's a huge thing that wasn't there when 5 came out. When 5 came out, first of all, it was a stuttered online release, right? The online wasn't there completely.
I think it was 6 months later. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So there wasn't, that was 16 million in like a week without the just sheer appetite for the online. Like,
Yeah.
And let me clarify what the online means to people now. The online means, heavy role playing servers, right? For people that are like heavily into that stuff, right? They D&D really exploded that critical role stuff during the pandemic,
and that online stuff is where they make all
right. And the pandemic really did also really foster that online kind of mentality, right? Everything just is different from an online perspective nowadays. So those, you could probably bet those a good 100 million of those 199 are probably like online fanatics. So when this thing launches, and if it launches with online, I don't know, man. I could easily see 35 million first day.
Here's the question, right? how is it that we are reluctant to say that 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, they didn't release on consoles and PC, right? And we don't foresee them changing that paradigm now, right? But 10 years ago, they didn't release on PC. They didn't release day one with online. But we can see them changing that now because we see
Yeah.
the money that it's making
Yep.
now, right?
Yeah, I
But
agree.
in that world, that could also happen to the PC release as well, right?
Yep.
I just wonder what all the last 10 years has done to their psyche as far as the business model they're going for. Because 10 years ago, it was that campaign and it was fantastic. And then eventually the online grew up after that, grew out of it, right?
Yeah.
Now the online is just everything to them, to the point where, like you say, they bought LARPing servers. It's all about the online.
Yeah.
Does the campaign become a secondary thing? Does it
I
become?
don't think so. I think the campaign, like in Call of Duties, right? And this is a weird comparison. Don't take it too seriously, but it's the only thing I could think about. But the campaign, Halo even. The campaigns for Halo and COD have took us a side kind of sideline, right? In recent years of the titles. And for a long time, the campaigns also showed up. They showed up and they were good and they were amazing. They had their fan base, and every iteration, people do play the campaigns, right? So you have a really big contingent of campaign lovers, and the single player GTA experience is almost like a online sandbox anyway, if you just close your eyes and pretend, right? And you could live in that world in a single player environment. So I think they will keep a large contingent of their single player fan bases. I think it is very heavy single player focused as well. I think there's a lot of single player stuff. I think they build the online to accommodate the single player aspect of it, or the sandbox aspect of it. So I don't know if they're ever going to lose that sight in the future.
So I agree with you by and large, and I think Slow-Mo as well. I see him in the chat responding, but I would say, like, for me, I think that this is probably the last time we see this model tried again, because the ground beneath our feet, gaming wise, is changing so much that I don't think that this works again. Single player first, only on console first, and then we'll dole it out later.
Definitely not that aspect.
That
No,
works anymore. Yeah, no. I don't think that those sequences, because we are susceptible to it. We have seen it before. We are okay with it. As the next time another GTA rolls around, we're gonna be in wheelchairs and old folks, and our kids are gonna be the ones buying it and going, "Remember that game you used to like? Yeah, there's a new version of it." I don't think it comes out in exactly the same paradigm because the world is changing too much.
I'd agree. I think the thing that stays consistent in Rockstar's mythology is, like I said, the way they build a game is important. Like the way they're building it, I don't think will ever be online focused first. I think it will always stay a sandbox focus, like this sandbox world that one person could live in forever. And I think they basically build on top of that. But I think the platform release ideas will for sure. I mean, for sure we'll see a simultaneous. If there is a 7, there will be a heavy focus on our servers gotta be freaking amazing. Our servers have to be paid and big, and we gotta get everywhere at once so that we don't break. We gotta go to PC. We gotta go to whatever else console is out there, PlayStation and Nintendo. We gotta do that. I think their mindset set does end up going that way.
Yeah, I agree. By and large, I think it's going to be an interesting time. I like that they delayed this, because that means that the juggernaut is still there, keeping people on their toes. I like that. So we shall see. But I think we should end it there. We're around about 2:30, right on that sweet spot.
Man, we had so much more to talk about too.
There's so much more. There's
some other time.
There's so much more we could talk about. There's just so much, but I want to keep it concise. Thank you, Gamsley, for being here, sir. It's always great to have you here. If you wanna hang out with Gamsley and get some of his takes, because he gets a little slanderous, join us on the GCP Discord. Where else?
Heavy slander.
ongoing?
Say that again. I cut you off.
I said besides the GCP Discord, where else can people find you if they want to chat with you?
Say that again. No, I'm kidding. Only right now in the GCP Discord. You can come slander me, and we could all slander each other together, and all happy vibes in there. Sometimes very heavy vibes, but most of the time very, 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 very happy. It's all fun there. And of course, I have like mini little reviews that I do blog style on X. So if you like being in that toxic place, you could follow me at Gamsley TKD. There are other plans of mine that I'm thinking about, and I've always been thinking about. So if you follow me from anything, you'll know that I'm thinking about opening something on YouTube, or maybe a blog, or whatever. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And thanks for again inviting me here, because I do really enjoy this format. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. It's always good to chop it up with you. We do so in the Discord. It's always great to have you jump on the show. Anyone who wants to jump on our show, always, you always have the opportunity to just
Yeah, Slow-Mo, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting to slander you and Lucius. No, I actually quite like Lucius. No slander on Lucius.
You should not invite the damage, because it will come towards you, sir. You should
I'm waiting.
No.
Come, Slow-Mo.
I see the man Soul Tech is asking that I missed his super chat. I did not miss your super chat, sir. I did read it out, but let me make sure that I called it out, because I did. I'm almost positive that I did that, but let's just double check. But yes, I can't post it again. Yeah, and I do remember. Yes, we did call that out. The question was, he said to please hit the like button and subscribe, which I agree. You should continue to do that, please, if you haven't done so. But then he asks, "Where's Brokeback Charlie?" And we did remind folks that Brokeback Charlie, a la Everborn Saga, is not available this week because his wife is having her birthday this weekend.
Yeah, so, selling the Xbox Ally X for a claw.
Yes. He's busy selling his Xbox Ally X for the MSI Claw. Which, by the way, the MSI Claw just got an update. It too now has officially the full screen experience. So if y'all need pictures and stuff, holla at me.
Intel chip. It's an Intel chip too, which very good. Yeah, well performant.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's it. We came, we saw, we conquered. It's fun. It's been a great time. We'll stop that. We'll be back next week with Mr. Everborn Saga in tow. But yeah, I think that's it. It's been fun. Thank you, Gamsley, for being here, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Nice to be in orbit.